Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Barber Honda. Volvo Rents Construction Equipment. 1061 Crab Radio. 98.5 The Fox. Present the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Hello, Kern County, and welcome back. It's high school football game of the week exclusively on Bright House Networks. Vance Palm alongside Paul Press, and in just a few moments we'll go down to the field to Brian Adams. Paul Press, we are here at South High School tonight. Golden Valley coming in here to South High School. The big story of the week is South High School's new resurgence, new coach, new weight room. Paul, you've been through these rebuilding processes. You and I had a chance to see the weight room. We've talked to the coach out there in the field. Give us the South High vibe, these Rebels hosting this potent Golden Valley team. Paul Press.
Well, first of all, you're coming out and you're just telling all your players, let's stay together, let's stay together. No matter what happens on the field, they've had a good offseason in the weight room. A new coach came in. He's got the right kind of attitude. He's got all the alumnus support. He was telling us how many calls he's had this week and support coming in. I've been in that situation when you come in and the year before they've only won 2 games. And you want to get past that, erase that, and put a new attitude. And I think this new coach, Coach Wren, has done that just by walking around, watching these guys, the focus. And let's not forget, they've got that senior quarterback, Maldonado, and this kid can get it done.
Paul, you and I have mountains of notes to go through. I look forward to the many stories that are going to develop during the game. We have so much to cover, at this being our first game of the 2006 season. But now it's time to go down to the field to our main man, Brian Adams. Brian, the big question that I would like for you to kind of touch on or answer for us, Golden Valley. Last year they came into this league in the SSL and they beat up on a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams that are happy now that they are in this new league. Your thoughts on the Golden Valley squad and what they hope to achieve this year, and are they, quote-unquote, for real in this league? Brian Adams.
Well, Vance, I think that's exactly right. They're going to be a factor in this league. They have what you need in any type of game is senior leadership. They're led by about 6 or 7 seniors on offense and on defense. Now, they also possess, in my opinion, the best back in the area in Bryson Hodges. He's the horse that's going to make this offense go. We know about the 2,000 yards passing, but you're able to pass because of the focus on Bryson. And, folks, don't take them lightly because they will cause havoc this year. And we'll come back on Bright House Channel Network's High School Game of the Week, Channel 21, South High Rebels versus the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
Watching the High School Football Game of the Week on Bright House Networks.
Tired of paying extra to call your friends across town? Introducing a new calling plan from Bright House Network's digital phone. It's called Unlimited California because it's the first local home phone service where, for one low price, you can call anytime, anywhere in California. So now, calling across the state is the same as calling across the street. Plus, great calling features are included. If you spend more than $30 a month on home phone service, check out Unlimited California. Phone service on your terms, not the phone company's.
The Sheriff's Activities League invites you to their country concert in Wasco Saturday, September 9th at Barker Park. Gates open at 5, concert starts at 6. Tickets are $20 for general admission. See Victor Sands performing for the first time in his hometown. Rick Russell with Josh Graham, former members of the Smokin' Armadillos, in their first appearance as a duo. Rick Reno Stevens, J.D. Hardy, and Lillian Lopez. Come support the Sheriff's Activities League in Wasco. For ticket information, call 868-1501.
Bright House, every day is easier thanks to high-speed internet that's so much faster than dial-up or standard DSL.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, who are they from?
Plus, there's a choice of speeds to meet your needs and your budget. Bright House Network's high-speed internet. See how bright life can be.
You're watching the high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks.
Once again, welcome back, everybody. We are ready for kickoff. Vance Palm alongside Paul Press and Brian Adams on the field. And when I say on the field, literally, Brian Adams is about 15 feet away from the coin toss. Brian, I don't know if you can hear me, but can you give us a sense of the atmosphere down there at the coin toss with a new coach and Coach Wren, a veteran coach and Coach Harnett, and what's happening down there, Brian?
Well, Vance, both teams are excited. They did a little Maui award dance. The South High Rebels getting ready. It's the first game of the season. These guys have only been hitting each other, so you know they're pumped up and ready to go. Paul, you've coached a long time, been around football. You know this first game is all the excitement, some nervous energy, and especially with South, we talked about it. New coach, new system. They're going to be a little nervous coming out the gate.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to receive the ball here. And the best thing, as you know, and everybody else knows that watch football, they just got to settle down here because on offense, you can't be too nervous. You've got to be able to know where you're going. Your blocking assignments, your routes have to be ran, the handoffs have to be good, the snap, it all begins with the snap. They've got a special presentation going on in the field here. Long time, what we got here? Anyway, looks like they're giving something away here, and we'll have to see. Well, but Brian, you're right. South High's so pumped up. The band was playing. They're going here. All the alumnus are back here. They've got all this pride going, and now all of a sudden they're receiving the ball, and in a few seconds, these varsity players are going to understand what it's all about because here comes the Bulldogs of Golden Valley.
Well, the setting is this. It's week 1, September 1st, gorgeous night, big games all over the city and all around the county, and some of our bigger teams, bigger schools are outside of the community tonight, traveling up and down the freeways, but the Golden Valley Bulldogs leaving the SSL of last year and into this new league, and they'll be going against the South High Rebel team, as we've chronicled already, Paul, with a new coach, and you and I had a chance to see the weight room, and we've seen a lot of the alumni around here that you and I both know. The band is in full force, and there's a lot of excitement here, but once that football gets kicked off and once they start hitting, start popping, it starts really becoming less about the outer stories and very much of what's going on in between the lines.
Yeah, the outer stories is the big thing around South High right now. In fact, they're doing something very special on the field. They're giving their longtime doctor here who's done a lot of free things for them, doing the physicals, been with South High for a long time. He's there in the flowered shirt, Dr. Alvarez. They're giving him a chair here so he can sit and watch the games. But as you said, Vance and Brian said, you know what? All these outside influences, they're nice, and they make you feel good when you have to get up and go lift weights, and they make you feel good, and they make your uniform look that much better, and you lay it out the night before, and you dream about making the big play and all the excitement, but they have to receive the ball here, and then they've got to go to work on offense.
Well, when they go to work on offense, they are in the very capable hands of Joe Maldonado, senior quarterback, and he has truly been one of the bright spots the last few years for the South High Rebel squad. Brian, we're talking about quarterback Maldonado. I know that you've had a chance to talk to the coaching staff from both squads. You and I and Paul were on the field walking around. Just how important is it for this Rebel squad and quarterback Maldonado to get off at a good start?
3-year. He comes with a 3-year varsity player. We know he can put the numbers up as he's done it throughout his career so far. But he's being tutored by a very great quarterback coach in Scott Douglas. And Coach Douglas has tutored some of the best at BC and in high school. So he's in good hands, and I expect to see him do the same thing he's done for the last 3 years, Vance.
Well, here it is, everybody. The kickoff for the 2006 high school football season here on Bright House Networks. Exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week. And, man, there's nothing like this feeling right here with the first kickoff of the season. It's up and it's going, and it's going to be taking a bullet to Anthony Thomas. Anthony Thomas tries to cut back upfield. Anthony Thomas has a little room and almost breaks free, and the ball will be at the 20-yard line. And here come the South High Rebels. And as we've mentioned, Joe Maldonado, a 3-year senior, and this is a big first series, not just because it's the first series of the year, but there's so much hype and so much energy in this first series, Paul.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype here, and South High almost broke it right there because Michael Poley from Golden Valley has to reach out and make a shoestring tackle. Nice job on him because that gate was open on the side there. Here we go. Let's see this new offense, the South High. Pro set, split backs, slot right.
Maldonado, fumble, recovers his own fumble there. The handoff exchange not clean, and eek.
That's what I was talking about before. You get so pumped up, and you've got all these alumnus and the band's playing, and South High Rebels, they've got a ton of cheerleaders, and they're all doing their thing, and these guys, their uniforms look good, and all of a sudden you've got to snap the ball, and all of a sudden a simple handoff that you've done 100 times in practice is a little different when the Friday night lights are on you.
Tyson Johnson split right along with Ryan Kinney. 2nd and 10. Here come the blitz. Maldonado rolls right. Maldonado in trouble. Escapes one defender, lobs it out there, and it's caught. Or is it?
Yeah.
And they give it to him. A reception. What a nice catch out there. A nice snag. Wow. That's certainly an antidote for a muffed handoff for the first play there. Catch made out there by number 5, Paul, and I think we have our first big catch by Gabe Montoya.
There he goes. Nice catch. As we can see, we go back. Here we come up, but they ran a drag about 10 yards. Maldonado gets to the outside, makes a nice move, rolls to his right. That's a design play to get him out of traffic and get him out there, and they run that drag on the backside there. Nice play.
3rd and 5 for the Rebels. Blitz again. Maldonado hands the ball off this time. Up the middle, the ball taken to about the 27-yard line. It's going to be and he gets about 2 more yards out of that. And it's going to be a 4th and 3. And I think Coach Wren and his first decision on whether to go forward or punt is an easy one. The Rebels will punt.
Sure, you don't want to take a chance here. You know, you got all this hype. And he's been around for a while. He knows. He's played on this field. He's alumnus South High. He knows there's no question. You punt this ball, you do not want to give the high-power explosive Henzo threw for almost 2,000 yards last year a short field. This isn't arena football. One pass and he'd have that 25 yards.
Deep for the Bulldogs, James Brown. A high punt. It'll come down about midfield. It takes a high bounce, and it will be pretty much exactly midfield. I think it's going to be officially on the 49-yard line of the Rebels. So, Paul, will have our first chance to see Bobby Henzo leading this already potent offense of the Golden Valley football team. And I say already because last year, as you said, they just came into the SSL and thumped more than a few teams. So,
yeah, and if it wasn't for, I honestly believe if they could have played Yosemite down here with better weather, there was a good shot. We would have had 3 titles in this town.
Henzo, right behind him is Hodges. Hodges with the first carry of the ball game. Hodges breaks through, and Bryson Hodges strong already, about a 6-yard carry.
Yeah, here we go. As you see the Bobo Rents replay here. Henzo, he's going to ride that. He's going to ride that out, and he's reading this design handoff. It's a design handoff. Him and Hodges, and this is what makes these guys so powerful. You know, this spread offense is all read off keys. You've got 2 or 3 plays that you can go with it here, and you look at them. They're taking their time. They get the calls in very quick. This is a veteran leadership, and we're seeing a very potent offense going to work.
2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Henzo out to the flank, James Brown. James Brown is brought down, but not until he gets the first down. So first down Bulldogs, 2 plays, first down for Golden Valley.
Yeah, and if you see who made that tackle, that'd be the South High quarterback, Maldonado, out there. He's going to have to play. He's going to have to go both ways for him. As you can see here, that Golden Valley, as you can see in the Bobo Rents replay, it's kind of hard to see, but what they did is they came out what we call doubles. 2 receivers, they just simply read it. It's all it is, a little white X screen out there. Receiver comes down, blocks down, goes out. It's a one-on-one foot race to the end zone or sideline there, and Maldonado luckily was out there fast enough.
Hodges gets back behind Henzo. Flank left is Bethea. Bethea, a tall receiver, cuts across the middle. Bethea wide open. There's the pass. Touchdown, Golden Valley. Brian Adams, you and I before the game had a good look at William Bethea, and there's the first 6 points of his 06 season. Your thoughts?
Well, Vance, we talked about it earlier in the warm-ups. They're very dangerous at the receiver position. They have 3 legitimate big-time receivers in Brown, Hodges, and Bethea. And one thing about them is they're big targets, the 2 outside guys. And if you notice, they never come to the huddle, Vance. They stay outside, they read their card and the cue on the wristband, and they know the play. But they're going to be a dangerous team when Hodges running the ball, and those 4 guys surround them. It could be a tough season for everybody against them.
Gutierrez's extra point is blocked. So the score, 6-0, Golden Valley on less than 6 or 7 plays in the end zone. Henzo to Bethea, and everything this Golden Valley team has been complimented for, pretty much executing very, very well so far, albeit the PAT blocked. Bright spot for the Rebels, but Paul, early goings here for the Rebels. Quick wake-up call from the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think it was 4 plays, 49 yards, 1 run, 3 passes, touchdown, thank you. We're in, we're out. And they picked up right where they left off last year. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see that quarterback right there putting up numbers that we're used to seeing from the kids out in Burroughs running that spread offense.
I remember last year we started the season and we covered Golden Valley, and not everybody knew about Henzo. We did, doing our homework and covering practices and finding out who was who. Now everybody knows about him. Remember last year the California had a big article on him, and then he just continued to impress everyone. So everybody get ready for quarterback Bobby Henzo from the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
Bobby Henzo will be the leading passer in Kern County. I'll say it right now.
Wow.
Mark my words, Bobby Henzo, unless barring injury, and I hope that never happens to any athlete in high school, Bobby Henzo will pass for almost 2,000 yards this year.
Brian Adams, your thoughts? Brian, speechless already. Your thoughts on Bobby Henzo, Brian?
Well, Vance, Bobby Henzo, another season on his belt. He's accurate, and he can throw the short ball and the long ball. And I think that's really his strong suit is he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. If he continues to understand the offense, makes the right reads, I think Paul's absolutely right. He's going to be at the top of the league, and then even even the Valley in throwing the ball in terms of yards and touchdowns.
Anthony Thomas deep with Joel Velasquez for the Rebels. Anthony Thomas almost broke one in the opening kickoff. Nice long kick into the end zone, and that means that the Rebels will take it at the 20-yard line. Well, everybody, we've got a little bit of a break in the action here. It gives us a chance to kind of catch our breath and talk about the 06 season. Kind of a different format. We don't have the season set. We don't have all 13 games or 10 games or 12 games, depending on the playoffs, scheduled. We do have the first 4 games, and we'll talk about that as the evening unfolds. And then we're going to be scheduling things based on, a lot of different variables. But tonight we open up with an important game for a lot of reasons. South High School, a new coach, the big weight room story, a lot of support here by the alumni, and then, of course, Golden Valley moving into the City League, if you will. So we start off with a great game, and then next week we'll talk about that in just a moment. 1st and 10 for the Rebels, second series. Maldonado drops back, looks across the middle, has a man open, but throws behind him. Intended out there for Kevin Bush. Bush, 6'3", 225-pound tight end. Maldonado's going to see a lot of pressure tonight, Paul.
Yeah, as we can see here on the replay, Bobo Rentz doing it for us again this year, but Maldonado there, he didn't have a chance to set his feet. As you can see in that replay, Maldonado's got people all around his feet. I don't care how good of a quarterback he is. If you can't set your feet, you can't really throw. Brian touched on something at the beginning of the year. Who's coaching Maldonado? Former BC coach. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to read anything, but Coach Chuny and those guys, you might be looking at next year Maldonado up at BC, maybe red shirt in 1 year. They've got a couple quarterbacks up at BC, but this kid, I hope he stays around and plays some more after high school.
Maldonado rolls to his right. He's in big trouble now. Rolls out. He throws it out of bounds smartly, and right now the story for the South High Rebel offense is try to keep these big horses from the Bulldog front line out of the backfield. And Brian, you are right down there on the goal line. Maldonado was running towards you. Is it as fierce as it looks down there?
Well, the speed of the Bulldogs right now is just too much for the South High line. But one thing you talked about Maldonado, see what a great athlete he is. He has the ability to actually elude the defender, buy himself some time. That time he didn't make a smart move throwing it out of bounds, but find a receiver like he did in the opening drive and make connections that they go down to a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. He's socked it in. He's brought everybody in, and now South High School will call a timeout. Maldonado looks over, and Coach Douglas will walk out and talk to his quarterback and his offensive team there.
Well, I spotted something right away. You know, Bulldogs, Brian, are running that 3-5 defense with a crazy set, and we see BHS was running it last year. It's hard to pick up this new line for the South High. You know, this is a new offense, and they're having problems picking up who's blitzing. What's anchoring down is big number 79, Alfred James. I don't know much about this kid except for he's 6'3", 340.
That's all you need to know.
Hey, the best nose I've seen in 20 years or 30 years here in Bakersfield or Kern County that I can remember last year played for the Drillers, and that's why they were so good. Daniel Calvin, at that nose at 300 pounds, he could run. This kid running at 3'5", as you know, you got to have a nose guard who's just tough as nails because everything revolves around him. They've got to take that extra guard and block him down. If a center can take your nose one-on-one, you're in trouble in the 3-5 or the 3-3 stack. And I don't think anybody's going to take this kid one-on-one. He's just big.
Scott Douglas, offensive coordinator for the Rebels, longtime BC coach and head coach for a while with the Foothill Trojans. Now he's running this talented quarterback, Maldonado's offense, and now in a very important 3rd down and 10, early goings. Bulldogs show blitz. Maldonado drops straight back, looks to the right side, looks like a screenplay. Hey, very nice play by the Rebels. They need to get to the 1st down. It's going to be close. The Bulldogs drop him, but it looks like the closing tackle on this sequence pushed him into a 1st down. Could that be?
It looks like, yep, they're moving the chains.
Hey.
1st down. Oh, I like that play.
Well-designed play, Paul.
Yeah, it was well-designed. They ran with a flat motion. They come down, buzz that motion. He gets right by the tight end, as we see here. And then what they did is they ran up and ran rainbow routes with 3 receivers coming down the middle of the field, and they each broke off, caused some confusion in the secondary of the Bulldogs. And Maldonado made the right read, throws the ball out. They needed 10 yards. They got 10 yards and a half.
A nice play by James Armenta, a nice reception, and he picks up a big 1st down. 1st and 10 Rebels, 8:15 left here in the 1st quarter. We've got a stoppage of play. The whistles have come out. Paul, do you still have that name of the referees, or do I have the name of the referees?
I have them right here in my pocket.
Another fine team put together here by our referees.
Led by Mr. Nick Ellis, 21 years. Folks, that's amazing. You know, every once in a while, you know, these officials, they take a beating sometimes from coaches. They've even taken a beating from me sometimes. I'm pretty hard on them. But I tell you, Nick Ellis, 21 years leading this. It's going to be a well-officiated game. Who's the other guys working with Mr. Ellis tonight?
Rebels on a 1st and 10. Nice play from the line of scrimmage, but they were already deep. Yeah. Sorry, it was a 1st and 15, so they're already 5 deep. Officiating with Nick Ellis tonight as our head referee is umpire Mark Roberts. The head linesman is Lou Brown. The line judge is John Bermejo, and the back judge is Norm Fox. We had special information tonight that none other than Mike Patton, celebrating the beginning of his 40th season as a high school official, and he is reliving the memories, requesting a game in McFarland tonight where he started his officiating career. So hello to Mike Patton up in McFarland tonight, beginning his 40th season.
Wow, I just celebrated my 40th birthday.
Oh, you said it. Mike's after you, not me now.
Mr. Patton, I said that in all good.
Oh,
notice I
gosh.
said Mr.
Armenta in motion. Maldonado lobs it over. Wow.
Oh, nice coverage. That's a risky throw, but you know what? One of the quarterbacks can do it. We're watching both of them. Maldonado. Who's that? Gabe Montoya?
That was intended for Gabe Montoya.
Yeah. Gabe hung in there. I'll give him credit. You know, he didn't pull down, and there was those white jerseys breathing down his neck. Sometimes you'll short arm it. You hear those guys breathing down your neck. Here we go. 3rd and long. It looks like 3rd and 12.
Split way right again is James Armenta. He had the big 1st down earlier. In the slot, Montoya. Maldonado has 2 backs behind him. Fakes the handoff, drops back. Look out! Breaks 1 tackle. Maldonado on the run. Maldonado thinks about giving it up, and he's run out of bounds, and it's going to be a loss of about 3 yards, so that'll bring up a long 4th down. Here comes the punt team for the Rebels.
Yeah, they're going to have to, South High Rebels are going to have to try to buy Maldonado some time. I think they're going to probably go, knowing these coaches. Doug's a great coach, smart guy. He sees it too. If I can see it, I'm sure he can see it. Everybody can see it. He's going to have to roll Maldonado out to buy him some time. He's not going to be able to drop straight back. Golden Valley, they're bringing guys off the corner. They're blitzing linebackers left and right. They're bringing their corner on the weak side right there, blind side, corner blitz.
Looks like there's some confusion here from the Rebels.
Yeah,
We've got a player running on at the very end here, Gabe Souza.
Week one, people, even on the varsity level. These things happen. I like the fact that they didn't panic.
Low snap. The punt is blocked. It was blocked and recovered by Jeffrey Cardoza, so a nice big play by Cardoza there. Blocks the punt and recovers it. Trouble in Rebel land.
Yeah. Got to hold tight here. Interesting. I see big number 85. Oh, as we see it right here. Bad snap. He does a good job. 1 step, tries to get it out of there, but bad snap, not very good blocking. That's not a good combination when you're trying to punt the ball.
Cardoza with an excellent play, blocks the punt, recovers the fumble, and here come the Bulldogs.
Wow, and Hodges is out here, trips left.
Paul Henzo's got nobody. Well, here comes Hodges back behind him in the I formation, the only one behind him. Yeah. Henzo pitches to Hodges. Hodges looks like he's going to throw. The Rebels had a chance to pull him back, and this talented running back actually gains 5 yards on that. Brian, you're at the line of scrimmage. You're seeing all of this happen. You and I had a long chat before this game started. Your feelings on Bryson Hodges as we watch the replay?
Well, I think when you talk about Bryson Hodges, you look at the replay, you're talking about a guy who's going to be behind the line of scrimmage, stops on a dime, makes 3 guys miss, busts up the field, which would have been a 5-yard loss. He gets about a 4-yard gain, and that's what the special backs do on whatever level it is. The guys that are separate from everybody else, they do those special little things that make them head and shoulders above the rest, and he by far is the best back in the area.
So we've got Paul Press talking about Bobby Henzo as the best quarterback. Brian Adams has been quoted as talking about Hodges as the best back in the area. And right now, an excellent defensive play by the Rebels breaks up an intended touchdown pass by Henzo. So to our football fans out there watching this football game, for those of you that are keeping track of bold statements so far to very sharp football minds here in the city, Paul Press and Brian Adams, some pretty big claims here. I'm not here to contest them, only to accentuate them. Henzo and Hodges, 2 big players in our first week. Let's see if they can keep up the intensity against these Rebels. 3rd and 5, under 6 minutes here in the first quarter. Rebel defense needs a strong stop here.
Watch it here. They're going to use the wide side of the field coming towards us. Coming right over here. Nice
Henzo
pressure.
in trouble. Henzo scrambles, Henzo up, and Henzo in. Touchdown, Golden Valley. Bobby Henzo scrambles from the pocket right up to the gut of the field, and he's in. Touchdown, Golden Valley.
Yeah, South High did a great job of putting pressure on, but when you put that much pressure on, you've got to have a linebacker or somebody kind of spying a quarterback like Henzo. Henzo recognizes, hey, full blitz. We used to just call it jailhouse or bust or whatever you want to call it. South High was coming after him, and I like the aggressive style. I like the call for South. You know, hey, let's go get him. And then he finds a little seam and scampers up, touchdown. But you know what? There's some bright spots, and we're going to talk about number 85 for South High. I want to talk about him because this kid looks impressive, and we'll get to him here in the next set of downs.
Well, there's no kicker. Going for 2 is Golden Valley. Henzo to Hodges. Hodges stopped at the goal line, or is he in?
Yeah.
He's in. 2-point conversion converted. Well, let's take a quick look at this replay of the touchdown. We've got Henzo dropping back, and as aware as a quarterback can be, Henzo knows early that he's being rushed out.
Yeah, here we go. Pick it up. 85 on the top. 15 gives good push. But what happens? They go outside. Both ends go outside release. And then they leave the B gap over there open. And Henzo realizes they're coming, bringing the house. go right attack that blitz, and that's what happens. You find that seam. No one's there spying him, and he squeaks in there. But, you know, the South High's doing a lot of good things right. Even though the score's 14-0 right now, they're playing aggressive. The coaches, I firmly believe, are calling a great game. I think we're going to see some different sets out of the South High's offense right now. They've come out and they've run a lot of split backs. I've noticed split backs and the tight end always on the right side. Brian, I'd like to see him maybe move that tight end out, spread the field a little bit, or flop him to the short side of the field and see if they can run some weak side stuff or the short side of the field. Looks like Golden Valley is really playing the strong side. Maybe they want to run some counter stuff back to the weak side.
Well, the score is 14-0. South High School will be receiving the ball, and there's a good shot of quarterback for South High, and Maldonado talking with his coaches, going over some of the things. As Paul said, hey, this is week 1, long season ahead of everybody, a good full season everybody, so you're down by 2 TDs early, Paul, but there's so many things to discuss, so many things to talk about, and that's what's going on. Golden Valley kicks off for the 3rd time in the first quarter. The ball bounces off Thomas's ankle. Pick it up. Thomas in trouble. Look out, brought down, and it may be a safety.
They're going to give him
Brian's
forward
down
progress.
there, and he sees it at the 2.5-yard line, so gave him forward progress, as you said, and Maldonado will come back out. Brian, I had a chance to talk to Coach Hartnett during the pregame, and Coach Hartnett talked about South High School having all of these talented athletes and so many dangerous weapons. As you're down there and you're right there on the goal line, when do we start breaking out with these weapons and start taking some risks?
Well, they're going to have to make a decision pretty soon, Vance, because they got their backs against the wall literally on the 2 and 3. They gave them credit to the 3-yard line, but they're going to have to get this ball pushed out, get some breathing room. And remember last year they ran an open set, they ran the spread offense and threw the ball around, so it's a whole different offense like Paul said. But that's a good start right there. At least get yourself some breathing room, get a couple yards.
Nice run by Joel Velasquez. We've mentioned his name many times last year. Joel Velasquez, number 22 for the South High Rebels. Brian, Paul, let's talk about this coaching staff for the Rebels. I mean, we've got Coach Plater, we've got Coach Douglas as assistants here. A lot of veteran coaches helping Coach Wren here in his first season.
Yeah, and you know, Coach Wren was over at Foothill with these guys. So this coaching staff, they've moved a little bit of titles. That's it. You know, they've moved titles. That's about it. They've stayed together. You know, South High did a good job, you know, of getting these guys over here. I think it's good for South High to get a fresh group of coaches in here, new blood. But these guys all know what they're doing. They've coached together before, and their shirts are a little different color this year. And but they're running this scheme pretty much the same as what they ran over at Foothill. And it's sound football. It's fundamental football. They're going to do things right. And let's face it, you know, South High probably won't have an 8-2 season, safe to say. But that doesn't mean they can't have a positive season. There's a lot of positive things going on here at South High School.
Maldonado facing the blitz again. Drops back. He's in his own end zone. Look out. Maldonado on the run again. Maldonado might have a first down and more. He does. First down, South High. Well, when you've got the talent like that and the speed like that and you're in trouble, why not just rely on it for a bit? First down, Rebels.
Yeah, and he just showed why he's so potent. Watch right here as we see on the replay. Right about here, he turns on the jets.
Yeah,
it looked like they were going to get a safety, and he runs this out of the end zone, folks. You can't really tell from that angle, but he was about 3 yards deep in the end zone and runs it all the way out to the 15. You know, really, that's you know, they gave him 12 yards, but he ran about 20 to get that 12. So nice job. He showed his speed there. Let's see. If they come back and they put the tight end on the wide side of the field, and they do again, you know, they're going split backs, tight end to the wide side of the field, South High does, pro set. See what they do here. I'd like to see him go back to the short side, weak side of the field.
Maldonado fakes the handoff, thought he had fooled the defense, but he did not. So everything he got on the first down, he loses. On the third down, he loses on this first down, and now they're right back. Woo! Brian Adams, I keep throwing it down to you because you're right there field level. What's your take?
Well, they try to do a little play action, then try to get him out so he can throw the ball to what Paul was talking about, somebody dragging across. That's a hard play to run when you don't have any run game going off the bat, because that game really is going to challenge, gets your passing game going when you do that play action. But again, you're watching Maldonado, and folks at home, don't be confused. This kid is one of the best players in the area. When you look at what he's doing right now against this Golden Valley team, making the plays he's making, scrambling, picking up first downs, you put him on BHS, one of those better top teams, we'd be talking about him as one of the best players.
Oh, sure. You put him on one of the elite teams here in the Valley, he'd be, everybody'd be talking about him, be praising him, Brian. But what I don't like right now, Brian, and I'm just speaking my mind, obviously these South High coaches know more about their team than I do. But as you said, they're trying to run some play action. You've got to develop the run for the defense to respect the play action. They're not going to respect the play action when they can just pin their ears back and come get you, because really South High hasn't established that they can run the ball against the Bulldogs. So they're just, they're running that 3-5 with the big anchor 79 in the middle, and they're just bringing the house right now. Maldonado's running for his life. I'd like to see him maybe come out of a different formation, run something out of a different formation, see how the Bulldog defense reacts to a different formation.
You're exactly right, Paul. Some draw play, some kind of screen, something to go against that pressure.
Well, I enjoy working with you two because you guys know this game very, very well. Let's see if it catches on. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. 2nd and 22. Armenta split right. Maldonado has to get rid of it, lobs it out, and it's a beautiful pass and a very nice catch. And look at this, everybody, the Rebels with a long first down. That was nice. Gabe Montoya with a nice catch, but a perfect throw by Maldonado under pressure. When I say perfect, everybody, watch this on your replay. This thing has just dropped right in his lap.
Yeah, it was designed for him to get outside, but that defensive end shoots so far upfield he can't get out, so he does the next best thing. He settles back down, plants his feet, and throws a strike here. And little yak yards there, yards after catch. He didn't want to come down. He's like, hey, we got a first down, and here we go. South High's picking it up.
Maldonado hands the ball off this time. On the ground, up to about the 29-yard line.
Nice play call there.
Another nice run.
I'll give you credit, coaches, when that's a nice call there, Coach. That was nice there. A little misdirection on the handoff, reverse rollout by Maldonado. Come back underneath, second man through. And, the South High line, once they get off the ball, they can get angle blocks. But you're not going to push around this Golden Valley front three. They look pretty stout, so you're going to have to hit them with angle blocks.
Damaris Perry on the carry.
I like that. That's got a ring to it.
2nd and 7. Another nice running play. Oh, goodness. Oh.
Here we go.
Break. Joel Velasquez had the ball in his hands and looked like it was going to be a nice gain. Coughs it up, and now, just like that, James Brown picks it up, and James Brown heading downtown. Oh,
yeah.
No.
James Brown was taking it to town. Here we go on the replay.
Oh, what a tough break for the
Rebels. Nice yardage here. But look right here. He tries to get a little extra, and the ball pops out. We couldn't see it on the replay, but it was actually James Brown swipes it with his hand, like pats it forward, which might be a little illegal, but hey, he got away with it. Hits the ball forward, gets it off the bounce, and here we go.
Oh, boy, the Rebels were making a move. They were coming down the field, and a very costly turnover, and here come the Bulldogs. Henzo with Hodges behind him. The ball goes to Hodges. Hodges barrels up forward, and another touchdown by the Golden Valley Bulldogs. 20-0 Golden Valley.
Well,
and we're talking about a quick flip right there. The Rebels were heading towards the midfield area, and in one fell swoop, it is now 20-0 Golden Valley.
Yeah, and here we go to see the replay. That's why Brian Adams is so high on this young man. Look at those thighs and his knee drive there. He's got great knee drive and good balance. He's a strong kid, Hodges is. He's got all the tools that everybody's looking at the next level. They may knock him a little bit on his height, but other than that, they've got him at 5'9", A lot of Division I, they want him at 5'10", 5'11", but I tell you what, he's got great knee drive, good balance, good strength.
Juan Gutierrez's PAT is about a 45-yarder, so that'll make it 21-0. Golden Valley has dominated this first quarter in every way, offensively, defensively, and other than a blocked PAT, they pretty much handled it. As we see Coach Wren down there talking to some of his players, and he's got a job to do as a head coach. He continues to educate, he continues to instruct, he continues to motivate, and he's got to keep these kids focused.
Yeah, what you got to do here is the Rebels got to stay together. Hey, you know what? You're going to go through tough times. You got to go through tough times. That makes the good times that much better, though. You don't ever get too low. You never get too high. You know, enjoy the highs, but don't get too low. They've got to look at every positive thing they can right now and build on the positive. They're learning. I'm telling you, these kids have got a lot to do. Not that they didn't get coached last year, because I know the coaches that coached here at South last year, and they're good guys. But this is a new system, and I can't keep saying that enough. This is a new system, a new defensive calls, new offense, new schemes. They're going to make some mistakes this night, and it doesn't help when you're probably facing the most potent, one of the most potent offenses in the Valley.
James Armenta is deep with Joel Velasquez. This will be the fourth kickoff in the first quarter for the Golden Valley Bulldogs, and with 2:24 left, right now the South High Rebels need to be focusing on ball control, clock control, no turnovers, and looking for some positives.
Well, I said it earlier, Golden Valley could have easily had a Valley title last year if Yosemite would have had to come here to play them.
It's going to be Velasquez at the 5-yard line. Looks like he has some good blocking up there early, and he breaks one, Velasquez up to the 50-yard line. Velasquez to the Golden Valley 43-yard line. Just what the doctor ordered, Paul Press.
Yeah, now you see a new little life. You see some clapping on the South High side. You see the fans getting into it. Hey, you know what? I'm going to give props to the South High Rebel band down here. They've
Cheer
got
squad,
some
dance squad,
I know
everybody.
they've got the shirts on. They've got the drums going crazy. And good for them. High school kids having fun. That's what it's all about, building the spirit. I know their principal, I had a chance to talk to him. Chavez was just all smiles before the game. He's so happy, so excited about all the positive things going on here at South High. I think his little secret's going to get out to the community. You know, that South High's got some good things going on here.
Well, talk about good things. First time tonight, in the first quarter at least, they are in Golden Valley territory on Golden Valley's 45-yard line. Maldonado from the shotgun. Looks off to the right side. 2:16 left in the first quarter. Maldonado, quick pass out to the flanker. And it's going to be taken there by, let me find his number, everybody, Jerry Howard. So Jerry Howard pulls one down. Not a big gain, but...
No, they try to run that little X screen out there, but Brian Morris, number 22, Golden Valley, reads it well. Man, comes up, breaks down, keeps his feet chattering. Nice move.
Actually, a loss.
Here we go.
Loss for
yeah,
a yard.
15 makes a nice move, but, 22 comes up. Brian Morris makes a great open field tackle. If not, hey, we're looking at about a 12, 15-yard gain. But he does his job, and here we go.
1:30 left in the first quarter. Maldonado, quick release, gets rid of it. Nice catch out there. Oh, another fumble. Ooh, oh, no. James Armenta makes the catch, drops it, and picks up his own fumble. So another gasp by the South High sidelines and the crowd.
I like the change. They went to a shotgun there. Coach Doug's changing it up, letting Maldonado go from the shotgun. Maldonado spent his first 2 years at varsity in the shotgun, where all they did was grip it, rip it, and grab it and sling it, kind of thing. That was a crazy offense they ran here. And he threw the ball, 9 times out of 10. They threw the heck out of that ball the last couple of years. And here he is in the shotgun again. This gives him a chance to see the defense.
Howard and Velasquez out to the right, but Maldonado looks left. This time into Armenta, incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6.
Nice little adjustment. Here we go. Something's going on here. We've got some player substitution.
Wow, look at this.
It's 4th and 6. 4th and 6. They had it wrong over there. Yeah. I was like, wow, they've got some special play. There's a big substitution for a 3rd down. But it's 4th and 6. Looks like they're going to go ahead and punt it. Try to get Golden Valley, make them earn it. Golden Valley started in South High's territory the whole time tonight. So hopefully we'll get off a good punt here and see if Golden Valley can actually sustain a drive.
John Dutton, punter for the Rebels. Nice snap. Almost blocking in, but this one gets up. It's going to be taken at the 6-yard line. Look at James Brown again looking for room to run. James Brown breaks free, still on his feet. Gets about 9 yards. Nice effort there by James Brown. Obviously another talented player for this Golden Valley Bulldog squad. We're under half a minute left in the first quarter. If you're just getting to your television, you're watching Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of high school football game of the week. And I was just about to mention that it's been a very clean first quarter, but we do have some laundry on the field. Brian Adams down right there close to it. Brian, any word on what you think it might be?
Well, Vance, you're going to have a personal foul on South High, a little pushing after the play. Anytime you have piles, you're susceptible to that kind of extra pushing at the end, and the South High player got caught.
Yeah, and you know, Brian, that's not what they needed right there. And I'm sure Coach Wren's going to talk to that young man and say, look, we got Golden Valley pinned back now. The first time all night they hadn't had to start on the other side of 50, you know. We don't need that.
Does some of that come with a little bit of angst, a little bit of, they're kind of aggravated, you know?
Yeah, but, it's 21-0 ball game.
Wow, Paul.
You don't need – wow, look at this spread.
Look at this.
Well, here comes Hodges back behind. They're going shotgun. Henzo's going to get a chance to see it.
Henzo looks across the middle, rolls to the right, has a few different targets, and this one is thrown and caught out there by Emmett Hodges. Emmett, a junior, 6 foot even. He's a wide receiver, 165 pounds. Brian, tell us about Emmett Hodges.
Well, Emmett Hodges is obviously he's the brother to Bryson Hodges. Emmett's a tall receiver, great hands, really a dangerous target when you get down in the end zone to the goal line to the red zone because of his height and his ability to catch the ball. And I just had the pleasure of working with that young man this summer, so he's a great kid.
Brian, how tall is he? Because they have like 6, and then it has an A, so I'm not very good on my type key, so if somebody knows what an A is right by, what's he, 6'3"?
6 awesome. Hey everybody, it's 21-0, all Golden Valley. The first quarter is over. You're watching Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. When we come back, the start of the second quarter. Please join us.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Barber Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week. Brought to you by Barber Honda and Volvo Rents. Every Friday night, a new game in its entirety on Bright House Network's Channel 21 at 10:30, with an encore presentation at 10:30 on Saturday mornings. And now on your schedule on demand order, the game for free, 24/7, and pause, rewind, and fast forward. You're in control with Bakersfield On Demand Digital Channel 300. New games appear every Tuesday and are available all season long. And what I loved about Bakersfield On Demand is those Bakersfield Blitz games. We can go back and watch them and watch that exciting Blitz football. We'll get to some Blitz discussions here as we go with the main man of the Blitz right here, color commentator, Paul Press.
If you're wondering what happened, everybody, we came down after the first quarter. Golden Valley goes to run one play. There's a bad exchange. There's a fumble. South High gets the ball. That's why we came back from break and commercial. They ran one play before we got our cameras back up, and it was a fumbled snap. South High got it. They get first down, and they've got a short field. They've got 36 yards now to go. They lost two yards on their first down there. But that's why if all of a sudden we went to a commercial, you come back, South High's got the ball. Golden Valley had it. Well, bad exchange on the snap. South High falls on it, and here we go. 2nd down and 12. Ball's on the 37-yard line, and South High has the ball past the 50, and here you go. Maybe the break they needed.
James Armenta split left. Maldonado looking over at him repeatedly. Looks like that's where he wants to go, and he does. He throws it up, and it's underthrown. Had him, and it looks like he's got it in his hands, but it did hit the ground, and oh, Maldonado had a chance there. Holding against the Rebels.
Yeah, holding against the Rebels. You know, what do? You try to hold here and hopefully you don't get called for it or let your quarterback get wiped out. As we can see on the replay, lucky we didn't get another flag there. Jumping up, contact to contact. Nice play, defender there. Gets his head turned around, screens the receivers out. Who's that? Charles Bagsby, number 4 for Golden Valley. That's textbook. Wonder who their DB coach is over there. That was a nice job.
Well, the coaching staff for Golden Valley, head coach, of course, Tim Hartnett, is assistant coaches, and he's got a bunch of them. Nate Johnson, Eric Smith, Tom Olnick, Teddy Armijo, David Hinn, Don Turner, Jason Oliver, and Coach Craig Bucky. And Coach Bucky tells me he's got one more semester at Bakersfield College, and then he's off to Fresno State to coach with Pat Hill on the sidelines for the Bulldogs.
Wow,
Craig
good
Bucky,
for him.
attaboy, Coach.
Go get him.
3rd and 13 for the Rebels. 2 backs in the backfield with Maldonado. Armenta over to the left, he's in motion. Armenta cuts inside. Maldonado, screen play. Intended for Armenta. Incomplete. Bryson Hodges there to finish things off, and now it's going to be the punt team again, 4th and 13. And Paul, as we see our Volvo Rinse replay all night long, Maldonado just had to get rid of it very, very quickly.
Yeah, they tried to run the little tight end drag, a little delay tight end drag there, and they were using the back judge there as a little pick. Play is actually designed, you tell your tight end to find the back judge there, and of course we would never do this as coaches, but you run him as a pick. You know how picks work in basketball, being a former basketball standout at CSUB. But here we go, the Rebels having to punt again.
Dutton barely gets it up again, end over end punt, and it's going to be taken again by the dangerous James Brown. James Brown looking for it, fumble, and of everything going in Golden Valley's way tonight. Fumbled and then picked up by Ray Allen, and not Ray Allen from the Seattle Supersonics, but Ray Allen, the opportunistic senior inside linebacker, picks it up, and man, when things are going your way, they're really going your way. We're just inside the second quarter. 10:55 exactly left in this first half. It's been all Golden Valley. Even when they've had a tough break, they've gotten another good break handed to them. So 21-0, they're up. South High School working out the kinks of a new system. But, Paul Press, the stands are packed over here on the South High Rebel side, and for that matter, the Golden Valley side has a lot of fans as well. But South High School, big turnout tonight from the band, the dance team, the fans, the parents, the friends. South High School should be very proud of themselves. Henzo barking over to James Brown. Brown sending the message over to Emmett Hodges. What's happening? Brown with a backward pass has to pick it back up, but we know him to be a dangerous runner. Penalty flag on the play. Brown taken down out of bounds. Nick Ellis, the head man out there, throws the flag down. Let's see what that could be. He had a bird's eye view to make this call.
Yeah, I think we got a little block in the back. Oh, holding.
Holding on Golden Valley.
Well, I think what happened there is number 5, Hodges, went out. One of the South High guys went down, his feet come down, then Hodges kind of just pounced on top of him. And I don't see it there on the replay. You can't quite see the holding. But push them back, take them back. South High's taking the penalty, pushing Golden Valley back. It's going to be 1st and 20, it looks like. And long ways to go, but you know what? That's one strike from Henzo, and all this is going to do is maybe add to his yardage and his passing stats. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to give this kid one more shot.
1st and 20. Henzo taking a good look at what the defense is offering him. Rebels in that forefront. Looks over at Bryson Hodges, puts him to the right. Looks like a run to me. Now we've got more.
A little too much time.
I think they took a, yeah, well, I mean, it just looked like, I don't know, really, it just looked very.
Yep, a little too much time, about a second or so. Nick Elsh right there, and he had a good view of the clock. He's looking at it. You know, Henzo's doing a lot of stuff, but I'll guarantee you, he won't get another delay of game probably the rest of the season. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. He was making smart adjustments there. This offense they run is the spread offense, and I happen to had the pleasure of being out in Ridgecrest one year, several years ago, and happened to be roommates with a very popular coach, Coach Steinberg, who left Burroughs and is now out in Fontana. And I hadn't had a chance to talk to him in months, but this offense, he developed a spread and made it very popular here in Kern County. And wow, what do we got here? We got a forward pass. Even though it was behind the line of scrimmage, it's still forward. You can't knock it down, pick it up, and run.
Well, the play started off well, and they had the man there, and it probably could have been a big game, but falls short and doesn't happen. So here's we get a good look at it. Try to make a one-hand stab there, Bryson Hodges did. Should have put two hands up and could have had about a 40-yarder.
Yeah, well, now it brings up 2nd and 25. And I know he's according to Brian Adams, he's the top back. But, you know, being a West High alumnus, Brian Adams, Ryan Matthews over at West High. Don't forget about my boy Brian Matthews over at West High. I think he might give Hodges a battle maybe in yardage this year. I don't know. Hodges is pretty darn good.
Well, it was 2nd and 25. Brian, go ahead, weigh in on that.
Well, I'm talking about who the best is. Ryan Matthews, definitely. I had a top 5 of guys that I was looking at from the area this year. Cheadle at BHS from the line.
Absolutely.
Philip Thomas, BHS. We saw him just decimate Bullard in the finals last year.
Remember that.
Bryson Hodges. Then you're talking about also Michael Smith at East High, who was one of the tops in the state in sacks. And now I'll let you take the play, and I'll come back with my 5th guy.
3rd and 20. Henzo steps back, drops back, has space, thinks he's going to run it, and he's brought down. So a nice defensive effort there by the Rebels, and this crowd appreciates it, gives them a nice round, and I think that the Golden Valleys, we're going to see the first punt of the game for Golden Valley. Hey, Paul, we see in our replay, finally they get to Henzo.
Yeah, I like it. South High is not backing off. They're not just sitting. They're bringing guys through the line. They're blitzing some linebackers, trying to confuse that Golden Valley line in their blocking schemes, and they're starting to do it, and they're putting pressure. They're playing a little tighter. I noticed, Brian, that South High's coming up and starting to challenge some of the Golden Valley receivers instead of sitting back in a pure zone. Seems like they tightened up their zone a little bit and shortened their breaks off the receiver. But, Brian, who is this other kid you were going to bring in?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, who was the other top kid? You said you had one more for us.
Well, hold on, fellas. We have a stoppage of play here, so that will give all of us a chance to kind of talk about some of the things that are happening here tonight, Paul. We've got some big games. It's the second quarter, and, well, now, of course, as I'm about to go into our matchup banter, the refs restart things here. So it's 4th and 14, in motion on a punt. Wow. Well, a nice, big, high punt. It's going to be taken right at midfield, and, well, the Rebels let it go, and it bounces to about the 41-yard line. Probably a pretty smart play down there by Velasquez. He lets it land. Gives us a chance to talk about some of the matchups tonight. It's second quarter, Paul, and anybody that remembers our high school football games from last year knows we talk matchups in the second quarter.
Sure.
Redwood at Centennial. Brad Riddle. By the way, everybody, if you haven't noticed yet, the Bakersfield Californian, as always, and even more this year, completely taking it up a notch with their prep football matchup, their coverage. Brad Riddle, we got Mason Kelly covering the game tonight. Brad, thank you for all your hard work in preparing for the season. Brad's got his picks. Let's talk about our picks. Redwood at Centennial. Brad says 20-10. Redwood. Paul Press.
Well, I think Brad might be right. I don't think it's going to be 20-10. I think Centennial's going to play him a little tighter than that. But Redwood is traditionally tough, and Centennial, you know, they've got to come out and reprove themselves and reestablish after last season.
1st and 10 Rebels, 8:54 here left in the first half. They're down by 3 TDs. Nice running play here. Nice action, about a 5-yard gain out there. The ball carried again by Damaris Perry. Bryan Adams, Taft High School. Last year, Ben Estelle, the monster running back. He's not there now, but Taft at Ridgeview. Brad Riddle, the Californian, says Ridgeview 31-20. Your thoughts?
Well, Ridgeview had a dynamic season last year, but you got to remember they lost a lot of guys, especially Pennington, who was their senior leader from that quarterback. But Taft has also lost still. I'm going to go with Ridgeview on that because they have my fifth player I was saying in that group, and that's Tyler Smith. This kid is incredible when he gets the ball. He reminds me a lot of the young man, Paul, that you coached, Garrett Anthony at Stockdale a couple years back.
Okay, Brian says Ridgeview on that one. The big game of the evening, and I'm always careful to say the big game, but there's no mistaking. There's a big one over on the east side. Stockdale at East. Brad Riddle from the Californian says East.
Brad, you're wrong.
Let's go with Paul Press on this one. Paul Press. Stockdale.
Brad, you're wrong. Stockdale's going to get him.
Wow. Paul Press.
And I tell you, Bryan Adams, we're forgetting one of the top 6 players. He's in my top 5. Is Kenny Shanahan of Stockdale. He's going to have a healthy year this year. We get to see him next week.
We're elongating and stretching out our top 4 to top 7 to top 10 to top 11. 7.5 left here in the first half, 3rd and 6.
That way we're never wrong, guys.
Big first down. Big blitz by the Bulldogs. Maldonado gets rid of it. It's almost to the first down, about the 48-yard line. It's complete out there. A very nice catch by Gabe Montoya. It's going to be just short. And with 7 minutes and 14 seconds left at midfield, down 21-0 here in the first half. Coach Wren looking at his coaching staff. It's his call, but he looks around. 4th and 2. No punt team yet.
I like this. You got to show some confidence in your kids.
I love it.
You know what? Hey, they're doing it. Their defense hold them. Remember, people, 21 points. That's what they had at the end of the first quarter. Golden Valley has not scored this quarter, and I don't want to jinx the South High Rebels here.
Here we go. 4th and 1. Bryan Adams with another great point. 14 points on the short field for Golden Valley. So now we have a timeout called by South High School offensive coordinator Scott Douglas. Looks back at his coaches, looks back at his players, and said, this is an opportunity for us to learn right here, guys. When we make a decision like this, to go for it, let's be prepared. And when this happens later on in the season, I don't want to burn a timeout. While they take a timeout, Arvin High, the Bears, big win first week, big win. They're 1-0. Don't look at me like that, Paul. The Bears, my Bears, are 1-0.
So who are you picking?
Hold on. At Foothill, good buddy of all of ours. Coach Manning now.
Coach Manning.
First-year head coach at Foothill. Arvin at Foothill. Head coach Edgar Maris will pull out a victory tonight. Arvin will go 2-0. Let's just move on. Don't talk to me. Central Valley Christian up at Garces. Garces with the new weight room. Garces feeling good, 1-0. Steve McDermott running that offense on the ground. The defense, stalwart linebacker Jack Campbell in there. Jack Campbell's grown about 2 inches and 45 pounds. He can bench press 7,000 pounds. Bryan Adams, Garces hosting Central Valley Christian.
I think the Rams roll again, and they go 2-0.
Central Valley's rebuilding this year, from my understanding. They lost that big lefty quarterback they had a couple years ago and lost a big senior class last year. You're absolutely right. Garces is gonna take that.
Coach
one.
Vanucci talks about defense as a big component of their success this year. Look for Garces to win that. All right, here we go. Well, they've changed their minds. They're going to punt the ball. Or will it be a fake? Golden Valley coming hard.
Well, as I say, you don't fake too many punts after a timeout.
Well, the ball bounces around, and it finally lands at about the 17-yard line. So, South High taking measured decisions, making good decisions, making good calls. They punt the ball away. 6.5 minutes left in this first half. Now Golden Valley gets another chance to do some damage. Paul, we have Mike Patton refereeing the game tonight up at McFarland. McFarland has struggled, and now Wasco comes into town. They make about a 12-mile trip. Brad in the California says Wasco 20-6. Your thoughts?
Oh, Brad's a smart kid. He's right. He's a good guy. Brad's right. Wasco will take that one. Nothing against McFarland. Nice kids out there, good community. But Wasco's, they're very talented, and they got a lot of speed.
Henzo to Hodges. Hodges brought down about the 23-yard line, and I like the little bit of shoving after the play, but I don't really mind to see that.
No, South High's not backing down, and that's a good thing. You don't want to push it too far and get a penalty, but like I said, they got a veteran official crew here. So these guys understand football, and as long as it doesn't get out of hand or whatever, they understand South High's got to make a stand here, and this is their house. Don't get pushed around. You might lose on the scoreboard, but you definitely don't lose and get pushed around on your own turf.
We've got an official's timeout. He's over there talking to the quarterback, Maldonado, who's now on defense. I think it's a chin strap that's loose. Yes, that is. So the line judge looks back over at the head official, Nick Ellis, and says, let's get this clock rolling. Beautiful half moon tonight, the first night of September. Henzo moves from the shotgun right behind center, and that would be Nick Scialetti. Henzo takes the snap, hands off to Hodges, and is right. Hodges busts one. Hodges almost loses the ball, gets it to the 45-yard line, and he's brought down out there. Oh, boy, what a nice run out there. Jerry Howard finally brought him down, but Hodges showing pretty much everything. Takes a hit, shows the poise, almost loses the rock, pulls it back in, and gets a 40-yard gain. Our Volvo Rinse replay, Paul, is probably going to show it all.
Yeah, it shows their left tackle, number 51, pulling around here, and Hodges hits a hole that I could have drove my truck through. My goodness. And then right there almost loses the ball, gets the handles back on it. But, wow, that Roberto Figueroa coming through, 51, pulling their left tackle. My goodness. Here we go. He's got the corner.
Brown breaks 3 tackles, and now Brown sprints down the sideline, lays a big hit on the end, takes a big hit. Wow, that was some big contact out there at the end. Kevin Bush lays one on him, but not until Brown racks up a 38 to 39-yarder. Here come the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and they're doing it on the ground. Most of the time we're used to seeing the pass. But right here I said, he's got the corner, he's got the corner. And sure enough, he sheds the tackler there and then just turns on the jet, gets some good yardage here,
big hit
and
at
then
the end.
Finishes the charge. Look at Hodges down there blocking. There's a true teammate right there. Normally he gets to run the ball, but Hodges downfield and putting on a block, getting an extra 5 yards for his teammate there.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. So it's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground again. This time it's to Miguel Chavez. We really haven't seen Henzo put the ball in the air that much tonight, and probably by design. They want to work on their running game if they have that opportunity.
Sure. And if you notice here, I'm going to point a football detail out. And all you young kids down there, look to this good coaching. On this replay, right at the beginning, if you notice their offensive splits right here. Golden Valley offensive splits in between the linemen. Look how wide they are. That means your defense got to widen out and loosen up, and they're down there by the goal line. That's great coaching by Golden Valley. Look at their line splits.
Just bulldozing ahead again. That's Miguel Chavez. He's a senior. He's 5'6" and 180 pounds.
And if you come back out, if we can get a view, I don't know if we can get a view of that. When Golden Valley comes out and gets to the line of scrimmage, if we can get a behind angle on them and get that view, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a good 2.5, 2 foot, 3 foot split between the center and their guards, and another 3 feet between their guards and their tackles. And they really widen it out here.
Here's a good shot of it right here on our.
Yeah, see how wide they are, their splits there? People, that's great coaching. They're going to make South spread out here. Watch for the draw, quarterback. There it is.
Great call, Paul Press. Is he in? He is not in.
Wow.
Well, Paul, we're still.
Yeah, they just signaled touchdown.
Oh,
there
touchdown,
you go.
Golden Valley.
Yeah.
This is a late signal.
Yeah, late signal, but he was in.
27-0. Golden Valley is in. Touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, half his body was laying across the goal line. Here we see big splits, and he just reads it right there. Looks like his knee might have been down, but you can see his shoulder pads were on the goal line. His head was over there, and he put the ball out there. But that's good coaching, and South High's in a tight spot. If you don't spread your defense out to cover that, then they'll go outside on you. If you spread out, Henzo being the veteran quarterback, he finds the gap and just leans over the goal line.
Well, Another 45-yard PAT by Juan Gutierrez makes the score 28-0. Golden Valley over the South High School Rebels.
What other games we have going on?
Well, Paul,
The
as
guy?
we take a little switch here, switch gears, Delano at Shafter. Delano, as Brad says in the Californian, unable to win a game last season and going on the road to Shafter. Shafter, 35-0 Brad has there. Your thoughts?
Well, it won't be 35-0 because I used to be the defensive coordinator out at Delano several years ago. And I know those kids out there several years ago, not last year, but several years ago. And those kids, they do have a heart out there. And Coach McDaniel, Dave McDaniel, the head coach out there, he's been around coaching football for 30-something years as a head coach. I don't see it 35-0. I see Shafter getting the win, but I don't see 35-0.
All right, next game. North High School new head coach Mark Camps goes
Ouch.
up against none other than Tim McDonald and Fresno Edison. I'm going to pick this game. And I love the North High Stars, but I happen to think Tim McDonald and that Edison squad are going to pull out a win here. I don't know if it'll be 42-13, but I think Edison's going to win that one.
Well,
West High School at Clovis East. One of my all-time favorite coaches, Rich Cornford, could pull out a big surprise. And Brad from the Californian, I'm going to agree with you. West by a very slim margin over Clovis East. Brian Adams, your thoughts on the Vikings versus Clovis East?
Vance, I'm going to go with West on that one.
Nice.
That's just a hometown feel, just liking to beat the Fresno area. That's all it is on that one.
I'll take it. Nothing discounted about that.
Well, seeing I graduated from West, I'll definitely take it.
The Viking. Golden Valley kicks off again. Looks like he's got some room. Oh, but he's hit hard. Woo! Man, oh man. Armenta looked like he had a gap, but he gets hammered, and he's brought down at about the 20-yard line. So the South High School Rebels will take over again on their own 20. Here's a nice play. Look at this replay on our Volvo Rents replay, Paul. It looked like he had a gap, but the quick close by the Bulldogs. Look at this.
Yeah.
hit.
Watch 33.
Ooh.
Danny Melendez comes in there right there. Woo! That's how you play special teams.
Come
you
at
got to
it.
go full speed, man. You lighten up, you're going to get depleted. Danny Melendez, being the senior that he is, comes down there full speed, closes the gap, makes a nice tackle, gives up his body for his team.
After this play, I'll go back-to-back with Brian Adams, the Bakersfield High School Drillers at Sacramento Grant.
Oh.
Brian, give it some good thoughts because I need a big call from you after this play. Under 4 minutes left in the first half. Maldonado fakes the handoff, straight drop back, looks like it's going to be a screen, has the man open, oh, and he underthrows him, and boy, did he have some room there. Oh boy, Joel Velasquez, had that ball been thrown with a little more oomph or had it made it there quicker, he had some room. Let's
Yeah.
shoot it down to Brian. Brian, your Drillers visiting Sacramento Grant. I don't know if the Drillers could have had a better inaugural season for Paul Gola as the head coach. Your thoughts up there in Sacktown?
Well, unfortunately for Gola, he's going to see that the Driller fan base has short-term memory when it comes to winning and losing there. But Grant up and down, they can be really good one year advance and they're really bad. But I'm going to go with the Mighty Blue and see if they roll again this weekend.
I think Brad Riddell had a good point there. 3-point win by the Drillers. Won't be a big one, but I think they will. A run right up the middle of the football field. South High School working this clock on a 2nd and 10 call.
I like the change up. Coach Douglas coming out. I don't know if we noticed or watching it on TV there. You can see they came out that first down when they ran that screen, that tight end screen out here. It was a double tight end set. They had 2 tight ends, 1 tight end on each side, double tight end set. And the only problem is big number 79 got his paw up there. You know, James Alford is 6'3". If he would have been 6'2", that would have been a big play.
How big is that kid?
Yeah.
3rd and 7. Maldonado hands the ball up the middle. Look at this nice play, everybody. Oh, will he break it? What a nice run by Velasquez. Velasquez gets a 14-yard run, 1st and 10 South High School, and he was 1 tackle away from going all the way. And as we see it up the middle, this is a beautiful run.
Yeah, I like this. It's a little counter thing with the double tight ends, and there was a big hole here, and I like this.
Ooh.
I like the double tight set. That they're
No
going
huddle
here.
offense.
Oh, now they come back to the single tight end. Wide side of the field with the slot over there. Wow, nice running game.
Up again.
They have time here. There's 2:44 left, especially when the clock's not moving. I like that. That's a good deal right there. They stop the clock to move the chains. He makes the call. Douglas gets the call in quick. There's a veteran coach right there. He didn't waste no time. Look at this. They're going to start the clock. By the time they start the clock, look at South High is already up on the ball. Nice job. There's some good coaching right there.
Maldonado has 2 backs behind him. Another handoff up to the right side. No gain on this one. Hey, fellas, I'm going to give you both a chance to weigh in on this one, Brian and Paul. Very big game up in Fresno for Liberty High School. They've got the junior quarterback, Byron Campbell, featured in the Californian a few days ago. He got a lot of time last year as a sophomore. He's the man as a junior this year. Liberty at Clovis West. Brad on the newspaper has Clovis West 31-20. My pick, Liberty over Clovis West. After this play, I'd like to get your thoughts. 2 minutes left in the first half, 2nd and 10. Maldonado has his Rebels moving down the field. Maldonado hands the football off again. Another running play. Look at Velasquez. Velasquez picks up another first down. He was down before the ball squirts out, and it's going to be another first down. Hey, before we talk about this prediction, let's talk about this running game right now by the Rebels, Paul.
I like it. They're going off tackle here. They're hitting it quick. And then here, they do a little misdirection. It gets it off here. I like it. They're pulling their guards. They're hitting them. They're pulling their guards. And then if they go a double tight end set, I like it. It's got them confused. They come out and gave the Bulldogs a little different look. Here we go again with a double tight end set again from South High. Single back. And he's a good back, too. Good bounce, good speed.
1:30 left in this first half. Maldonado fakes the handoff. He's in trouble. Another screen play. He lobs it up. Can it get there? And it does. Velasquez catches it. First down, South High. So a plethora of first downs here in the last 3 minutes of the first half. Well, as they move the chains, let me go to Brian Adams, Liberty at Clovis West. Our last prediction of the evening.
You know, Liberty lost some serious horses from last year's team. I just don't know if they have the pieces to go to beat Clovis West. So I think on this one, I've been staying hometown, but and Chad's my boy, but I just don't know. Clovis West is a solid program.
For those of you watching for the first time, Chad is Coach Provençal. Maldonado on the run. Maldonado looks upfield. Look out! Maldonado gets rid of it. Nice play out there by Golden Valley defensive back out there. Well, of course, it's Charles Bagsby. Charles Bagsby, as we know, a senior cornerback, running back, and makes a great play. Once again, 48 seconds left in this first half, and as we see this Volvo Rents replay, Maldonado again on the run, and he's got a strong arm, Paul, but great defensive effort out there by Bagsby.
Yeah, Bagsby, these corners from Golden Valley are very good,
what
by
a
the
nice
way.
Play.
Very good. And by the way, Teddy, I do know who coaches the corners. That's Coach Armijo over there at Golden Valley, I believe, is coaching the corners. I was just messing with Teddy earlier when I said, I wonder who coaches them. I don't want to make him upset. He's kind of big, so I'll be nice to Teddy.
Second and 10.
Here we go. There's still time left, 48 seconds. South High can get this done right here.
Could be a reverse. It is a reverse. Look at this, everybody.
He didn't get out of bounds here. That's going to hurt him.
They called him down.
35, but the clock is running. You got to get up on the ball. Here we go. Come on.
Jerry Howard.
Maldonado, here you're a senior. Come on, son. See the clock. There we go. 3rd and 10, 21 seconds. Clock's running. Down to 17. Gets the ball off, snaps off.
Maldonado throws it into the corner. It's Velasquez he's going for, and it's caught. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown.
Wow.
Whoa, what a fantastic finish of the first half for the Rebels.
Look at the fans going crazy. Look at them. Look at South High. That's all right. Get up, big guy. Get up. Celebrate.
Look at this, everybody. Here's our Volvo Rents replay. Maldonado drops straight back. We're all thinking he doesn't have enough time, but he throws it up. Paul, what a beautiful reception by Velasquez.
Hey, he went up and gets it right here, and I'm just talking about how good the corners are. Beautiful throw, beautiful play. Yeah. Charles Bagsby back there. You know what, Bagsby, that's all right. Your corner, you were in pretty good position. You turned the wrong way, though, at the end there. Ball, PAT blocked. We got 9.3 seconds left. 28-6. Golden Valley, but South High got to be feeling good going into the locker room here and scoring. You don't want to go in the locker room with no scores. And
I just think that they've really put together a nice series, a couple of nice series in this first half. All right, Paul, before we leave and get into the halftime break here, your thoughts, Liberty at Clovis West.
I'm still having Clovis West nightmares from 2 years ago.
So you pick Clovis West?
Yeah.
So I'm the only one going for the Patriots?
No, I like the Patriots, and I like Coach Provençal and everything, but I have to agree with Brian Adams. Liberty lost a lot of horses. They're going to be very good towards the middle and end of this season, but to go on the road and play up in Clovis West, man, that's an impressive program up there. And hats off to Coach Provençal for taking the challenge. I like the fact that our Bakersfield schools are willing to play anybody, anywhere now.
Yes, that's a big statement.
Well, let's wrap things up here in the first half. 9.3 seconds left. The first kickoff of the game for the Rebels, and then Golden Valley will get to return it when they come back out after the halftime break. So Golden Valley gets to work on their kickoff return game within a span of 9-3 left here in the first half. The score is 28-6. It's been a dominating first half by the Bulldogs of Golden Valley. The South High School Rebels have had a lot of bright spots in this first half, and we'll talk about that during our halftime break.
All they have to do here, though, South High, you wrap up, baby. Don't lose this momentum. Wrap up. You don't have to blow him up. You don't have to make the big hit. Just make sure he's down on the ground.
Look who's in the receiving, James Brown and Bryson Hodges.
That's what I'm saying. South High, if I was South High, I'd kick the ball out of bounds.
Well, they do a low burner, but it lands perfect. Well, Brown bobbles it. He's got some speed, and he's got, a nice big block by Hodges. The worst possible scenario if he breaks it. Wow, the kicker breaks up.
Wow, and they didn't get a hometown clock.
Boy.
They stopped the clock with .4. Hey, well, I have to give the clock runner some honesty. He's very honest. But if I'm Coach Wren, I'm giving my clock guy a look right now.
Saying, hey, can't you let this thing run out?
I'm going, hey, come on. We just had our lump in my throat here. And you're going to give these guys one more shot with Henzo, one more shot? That's crazy. I'm giving my clock guy a little look right now as I'm walking off at halftime. I'm going to do it politely, but I'm going, come on, give me some love here. .4?
Looks like Henzo's going to cover up.
Now, this is Coach Hartnett's class guy, and there's no reason to throw this up and possibly get one of your best players injured on a Hail Mary that they don't need to do.
Well, that's it. The end of the first half. The Golden Valley Bulldogs, a very impressive performance on offense. They've had a few gaps on defense, and South High School's capitalized on that. However, South High School will go to their first halftime break with head coach John Wren. They'll go over some things, and Coach Hartnett will get his Bulldogs together. You're watching the Bright House Network's exclusive high school football game of the week here at South High School, Week 1. Brian Adams on the field, Paul Press up with me. I'm Vance Palm, and when we come back, we'll have some halftime thoughts and, of course, some shots of the South High School band. Back in a moment.
When you live in a Bright House, you can always be there when they need you most.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Thanks to Digital Phone. Our calling plans help you save on local and long distance.
Yes, love you too.
So talk all you want.
Hi.
Hey,
You need to get that?
a voicemail.
See how bright life can be.
The Sheriff's Activities League invites you to their country concert in Wasco Saturday, September 9th at Barker Park. Gates open at 5, concert starts at 6. Tickets are $20 for general admission. See Victor Sands performing for the first time in his hometown. Rick Russell with Josh Graham, former members of the Smokin' Armadillos, in their first appearance as a duo. Rick Reno Stevens, J.D. Hardy, and Lillian Lopez. Come support the Sheriff's Activities League in Wasco. For ticket information, call 868-1501.
You're watching the high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks.
Golden Valley 28, South High School 6. It's halftime here at South High School. And you are now about to enjoy one of our favorite parts of our telecast. It's halftime, and now we get to enjoy the home school band. And this is South High School. Let's enjoy the South High School band.
Phone and internet are all set.
Thank you. When you live in a Bright House, every day is easier.
I'll just follow the TV.
Good idea. Because there's only one number to call. And when you combine your digital cable, high-speed internet, and digital phone with the Digital Combo Plus, there's only one bill to pay. Save time, save money, and simplify your life with the Digital Combo Plus. See how bright life can be.
Honda is a proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
Welcome back, everybody. We're just about to begin the third quarter. The Bulldogs of Golden Valley are over on the south side, and they've brought everything with them. An offensive game with many different threats, and their defense just as stalwart. Let's go down to the field. Brian Adams. Brian had a chance to talk to both coaches at halftime. Brian, let's hear it.
Well, Vance, I started off with Coach Wren at South High. He said the guys came out, they played a little sloppy, made some mistakes. And against a team of Golden Valley's caliber, you just can't do that. But they did settle down, and they played the Bulldogs pretty much even in that second quarter. On the flip side of it, I talked to Coach Harnett. He just talked about sloppy play in the beginning of the year. You got to expect it, but it just, as a coach, and Paul, you know this, you just hate to see that. Even in the beginning of the year, you want to see good execution. And as far as the touchdown was concerned, they had the guy there. They thought they were going to make the play. It's just a great throw, great catch. So both coaches know they have some things to work on, but I think, like Paul said, there's positives on both ends to draw from this so far. Back up to you.
In just a moment, I'm going to hear from Paul Press. Let's see the kickoff here. It's a short kick. The dangerous James Brown takes it. He's going to go up the middle. He's got the funnel. He's got the room. He's got the vision. He's got the legs. Oh, boy. And he doesn't want to come down, but he's brought down by a player we haven't really talked about yet, and we hope to talk about him in a moment. That's Paul Evans. But let's go to our Paul. Paul Press, your thoughts about the first half and about what Bryan Adams had to say. First of all, first half thoughts.
Well, first half thoughts, I'm very proud of the South High Rebels the second quarter. You know, they could have easily started turning on each other, and I'm going to tell you, great hire for South High, this entire coaching staff. And not just Coach Wren, but all his assistant coaches, because you could tell the veteran leadership by the coaches kept the kids focused. Good second half. As far as what Coach Hartnett says, well, there's a reason why Coach Hartnett's probably one of the best top 3 coaches all time here in Kern County area. I have so much respect for Coach Hartnett and the way he carries himself and he leads. Whenever he says something, I hope everybody listens because it's very good words of wisdom.
Hinzo with no running backs behind him. Throws to Hodges over the middle. Should have been caught. And after the missed reception, could have been intercepted. So basically, not a real clean play to start off this second half. Back to what Bryan Adams had to say, Paul, and he referred over to you about coaches talking about, hey, week 1, even if we're up 28-6, we don't want to see mistakes.
No, you don't want to see mistakes, and it's frustrating as a coach. You want everything to go perfect. But then again, as a human being and as a coach, you realize it is first week, and that's what I've said. You're going to see things first week. They didn't have the right personnel out on a punt. You know, you go over all that on Thursday. You go over all the teams. Still happens. Oh, a little low on that one. Trying to run an X screen. And, you know, here it brings up 3rd and long. And South High picking up right where they left off. The second quarter playing good defense, you know.
Well, and, Paul, that could be, you know, and I guess for Coach Wren, hey, sure, you always want your offense to tick, especially with a quarterback like Maldonado. But if it is your defense that's stepping up this first game, you work with that. You take that, and you start to move and mold and groove for that second week.
Sure, and usually it is. Honestly, defenses usually always do better the first 3 weeks because defense, go get the guy with the ball, you know, is the bottom line. Offense, a lot of timing, schemes, understanding. Oh, make the tackle. Oh, first down here.
Hodges looks for the opening. He gets it. He takes what should have been about a 2-yard carry, finds an opening, keeps his legs going. And, Brian, I can hear you clicking down there in your brain. You're watching Bryson Hodges make these moves, and I know what you're talking about with this talented kid.
Well, Vince, I mean, he has a great combination of what you want in back. Great balance, strength, quickness, and speed. So even though he's in neutral in that cruise control, he has the ability to accelerate out of it, slow back down, to get upfield, and then power over you. I mean, really, guys, this guy is in the same mold as some of the great backs that have come out of this town.
1st and 10 Bulldogs. We're just underway on the second half. Hinzo in the shotgun. Has a man in motion, but no dice. He keeps it himself, then pitches off. A beautiful play. Could be a big breaker, and it is. Wow, what a nice play out there. Omar Garcia.
Yeah, we got a flag out here, though.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we got number 6, Golden Valley, with a hold out here.
Well-executed play other than that. Timing was right. The pitch was right. The blocking scheme was right. However,
it was nice play. Nice play. There's no doubt about it. But as we see here on the Volvo Wrench replay, he gets out here. Hinzo comes down like, take on that guy, make him commit, then pitch the ball out. And right there is the holding. As you can see, he kind of had his hand around the backside, and they're always going to call that. You can't put your hand on the back numbers. Even if you don't grab jersey, you're hugging him, they're going to call a hold. You know, then here we go back again, but it's 1st and 15.
Hinzo has nobody behind him. Well, here comes Hodges as I say that, and he will get back there with him. Will Hodges block? Will he run? He's going to block. Hinzo across the middle, throws it out there. Not the best pass, but a great catch by William Bethia. William Bethia, someone that we talked about early in the game. We haven't seen Henzo go to the air that much, but when he does, he's got a lot of great targets, and Bethia is one of them.
Here we go. Watch this replay. Greatest thing I saw of this whole play was the block by Hodges. Amazing. That right there is what he wants to put in his film to send to colleges, because he comes up and flat out lays out a defensive tackle.
Well,
he hit him.
I asked what he was going to do, and I didn't think he'd be blocking.
He did more than block. He leveled the guy. That was a great block by a running back. Wow.
Brown in motion. The ball goes to Brown.
Uh-oh.
The speedy Brown. Another big block by Hodges. Hodges is laying guys out now. It's kind of like you don't see a black Lamborghini or a purple Lamborghini when you're looking for it on the highway, but then once you see one, you see them all the time. Now I see one great block, and I see it all the time. Brian Adams.
Well, Vance, that's why I talk about him being the best. One of the things we didn't touch on about him is he's their leader. Over the summer, during the school year, he calls all of his teammates and makes sure that everybody's on board, they're going to class. So he's like having a coach on the field, but he leads by example. When your best player is pulling out in front of your receiver and throwing those kind of blocks, that's the kind of thing that you're looking for. That's what a college program wants to invest in.
There he is, everybody. Hodges right behind Henzo.
Oh.
Henzo keeps it and decides to keep it all the way. Henzo runs to the corner. Does he get in? No, he does not. He gets taken out about the 1 yard line. But we've got Laundry on the field. Our director, Bernie Johnson, the ever talented and finesse-oriented director that we have, Bernie, gets us a great shot of Henzo and Hodges before the snap, and it just evolves into a great play. However, holding is my guess, Paul. It's my guess.
Yeah, it is. Anytime you run that option, it's
Well, Mr. Ellis gives us the call. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay. Here's Henzo, and he could keep it, or he could throw it to Hodges.
Right
he
there.
To keep it.
Right there's the hold. Do not. Listen, if you're a Golden Empire or one of those little kids that are playing, look, don't put your hands on the back of the defenders. If you're on offense, they're going to call hold. Wow, look at this spread. Look at this spread between these offensive linemen again.
Henzo has
smokes.
Hodges again. Henzo decides to keep it, cuts up the middle. Henzo still on his feet. And
wow, that's crazy out there.
If I'm Coach Hartnett, I'm thinking just don't get beat up too
much,
much,
That's illegal.
Bobby. Just don't get beat up too much, Bobby.
That's illegal.
What's illegal, Paul?
I don't like that. 25, and look at this. The South High coaches pulled him out and said, look, don't do that. You don't break down and take him, but you don't sit out there and get in a wrestling match with one of the best running backs out there. All you're going to do, one, is you're going to make him mad, and he's going to take it out on you next time he gets the ball. Two,
great shot, Bernie.
You know what? That's action that's going to end up costing you penalties. You know? You just don't do that. Look at Coach. He's saying, no, we don't play that way here. We're not that type of program.
Henzo, second and goal, gives it to Hodges. Hodges bulls forward, and he's down at about the 2 yard line. His knee hit on about the 2 yard line, and the ball got coughed up.
Yeah.
If you're just getting to your television, you're watching Bright House Network's exclusive live coverage of the high school football game of the week. We are at South High School for week 1 of the 2006 season. We'd like to thank Volvo Rinse for our instant replay. The Barber Honda Player of the Game. Are you kidding me? We could never have a high school football game of the week and not have our Barber Honda Player of the Game. We look forward to announcing that and presenting that award at the conclusion of the week 1 high school football game of the week. Hodges right behind Henzo, who's up on the center. First and goal from the 2. Brown in motion. Hodges with the ball. Hodges takes it in, and it is a touchdown for the Golden Valley Bulldogs. Let's rack up another 6 points, and it's going to be 34-6 for Golden Valley.
Yeah. It all starts with that Golden Valley splits. When they get down into the red zone, and I'm not going to give anything away because all coaches watch film, but if you can see this on the replay, man, they've got such a split here. The defense has to spread out, and Hodges just picks a hole. And I have to give credit to number 51, Roberto. Is that
Figueroa?
Figueroa. I better put my glasses back on. I took them off during halftime. Anyway, Figueroa, nice block, big 51 for Golden Valley. You got to give those big guys some love every once in a while. And
well, a missed PAT, wide right, keeps it 34-6. And I'm going to take this opportunity, Paul, to allow you to, you better do what you better do. You're going to get in trouble.
Do what I bet. Oh! I don't want to get in trouble.
You know what?
Man, we're talking so much football.
Hold on. Let me back up a minute here.
I'm going to go.
Hold on. Stop. Don't talk. Paul Press comes to me before. He says, hey, big guy, I gotta do something special here on TV. So I said, okay. He tells me what it is. So now I turn it over to him, and he's forgotten. So now you're in trouble. You better dig
I'm
yourself
so
out.
involved in football, but she understands. She married a coach when we were married. But I'm talking about my beautiful wife who turned 30-something last night.
Your wife?
My
I thought
wife.
she just turned 21.
Well, she looks like she's 21. She's a beautiful woman, and I have to say happy birthday, honey. Love you, and it was a great night last night. Dinner was very good. We had great steak, great company. We went out with our best friends, the Shoes. We had a great time and good company. And anyway, happy birthday.
All right. Well, happy birthday to your lovely wife. I happen to know her, and
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Brian. She is a lovely lady, and as we know, married to you, my friend, it's
not easy.
More of a sentence than anything else.
It wouldn't be easy. Wouldn't be easy.
Love you, buddy. 34-6, Golden Valley.
Come on, South High Rebels. Let's get this offense going. I think they got it in them. You know what? You don't measure your season always by wins and losses. And the South High Rebels, they understand that. I'm not throwing in the towel right now, but you got to look at reality. Let's get something going. Let's have a good offensive series.
Armenta takes it at the 4. Armenta, it looks like he might have some room, but no. He's plowed under and taken down out there by Brian Morris. Brian Morris, a sophomore, comes flying in there and upends Armenta. So another nice play by special teams. Watch this. Armenta looks like for a moment, these South High Rebels look like they've got a little room, and then look from the left side of your screen, everybody.
Hey, here's a little
hint. Sophomore comes in and hits hard on the ankle.
Here's a little hint. I don't want to give away all of Golden Valley's techniques.
Well, then don't.
But all the coaches that are watching this, you better be prepared when you play Golden Valley with special teams. And I would definitely put someone on the backside, because if you're trying to go left, if they've got return left, you got return left on, they are flying from the backside. So you better have someone keeping the backside contained.
Maldonado drops straight back. Throws a wing out there, and it is not caught. Intended out there.
What is that? Number 7 out there and 84.
No, number 2, Ryan Kinney.
Oh, okay.
Kinney did not bring it down, so, oh boy. Brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
Next week, everybody, you're not going to want to miss week 2 of high school football. The Bakersfield High School Drillers will be traveling to Stockdale High School, and at halftime, it was East High 24, Stockdale 21.
It's going to be a barn burner.
So that game over there on the east side tonight, a stellar game already, and we'll have the Drillers at Stockdale for week number 2. Maldonado looks back. Look at this. Oh, his receiver slipped out there. It was intended for Gabe Montoya. Montoya, the sure-handed receiver, lost his footing, so doggone it, Joe Maldonado had a nice strike, but as we see Maldonado getting a little bit more time now in the backfield, Paul.
Yeah, he's setting his feet right here, but the double clutch there, as you can see it, when he touches the ball with his left hand, then he breaks, and then he comes back together and he touches the ball again. What happened then is his hips got out in front of him, which makes his elbow drop. That's why the ball sailed on him. Not that I'm as good as a quarterback coach as Coach Douglas, but I do know a little bit about something. My former quarterback is now starting at BC. Ha!
Nice run to the right side. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. We'll see the punt team come on for the South High Rebels. I'm glad you said that, because I want to segue into our Renegades up at Bakersfield College. You know, a lot of people, Kern County has grown, Paul. The population continues to grow. People move here from out of city, out of state. They're not quite completely up to par with the knowledge of Bakersfield College. Pretty much the icon of junior college football in the country, most certainly in California. I hear they've got a nice squad up there this year.
They've got a young squad, but they've got a very athletic squad. The front page of the sports today, they announced Danny Hoff, who I had the pleasure of coaching for a couple years during high school. He's our starting quarterback. Funny thing was, I was talking to Danny last night on the cell phone. He didn't tell me they were doing a story on him. But nice high punt. Shouldn't get a return off this.
They might do it. Brown decides to take it. That doesn't surprise me. Nice tackle out there by the Rebels. He's brought down at the 45-yard line. Continue with your point about Hoff.
Anyway, tall kid, 6'4". He's really worked hard. He sit there and he redshirted last year, learned the system, worked hard in the offseason, and that's what they touched about in the paper today. But other than Hoff, they've got a great group of running backs out there. They've got a great group of linebackers that I'm excited because, as my man, as I called him last year, the greatest linebacker in Kern County in the Valley last year, Mr. Mackey, is now putting on the red and white of BC Renegades, and I'm so excited. I'm going to get to go watch at least the first half tomorrow. I'm going to be at the game, and I'm looking forward to seeing the BC Renegades get some victories this year.
Brown in motion. Henzo looks. Henzo decides to hand it to Hodges. Hodges. No. Henzo with a great ball fake off to James Brown. And a good no call by the referee. Brown takes it out to about the 42-yard line. Great action out there by Henzo. Fools yours truly. So here's our Volvo Rinse replay, and if they slow it down, maybe I won't be fooled. I thought he made the handoff to Hodges, and he fools our cameraman. See, I'm not the only guy.
No, that was a great job by Henzo and Hodges. Hodges continues to impress. Maybe Brian Adams is correct.
Even the little things.
The little things. He fakes like he gets the ball. He drops his shoulders, goes through. He does everything that you're supposed to do as a back. And the more I see him, he's right in front of us. Kid's got some pretty big thighs on him. Those are definitely running back thighs.
7.5 left here in the third quarter. Henzo with a hard count. Rebels don't jump. Brown in motion. Brown takes the fake. Henzo drops back, looks in the corner, has a man wide open down the left side, decides to keep it himself. Henzo brought down to the 35-yard line. Oh, my goodness.
No
Brian Morris
ball.
was absolutely wide open down the left side of the football field. I don't know if he'll come over and tell Bobby, hey, Bobby, I was wide open, man.
Yeah, we're going to see it right here, here on the replay. He's open, but Bobby can't get there. He has to slide over in the pocket.
Sorry, William Bethea. Bethea wide open.
Here we go, right here. And, well, yeah, there's a face mask there, but he let go. Well, that's all right. Bobby, hold on. They can't catch all of them. They've called a really good game. I'm going to stay off the officials tonight. They've called a good game. That happens. Here we go. Golden Valley with the biggest splits I've ever seen on linemen. These guys are at least 20 yards apart from tackle to tackle. My goodness.
Hodges takes the short handoff, hops over his lineman. He stays on his feet. Oh, boy, could be play of the game. Bryson Hodges cuts up field. Maldonado tries to bring him down. Hodges drags him to about the 7-yard line. Brian.
And there's a flag.
Rest my case, young partner. Rest my case.
Well, wow, you're right. He's very impressive.
Brian Adams, from our perspective, we saw it up here. He hops over his lineman, almost gets thrown down, hangs on by his fingertips, and then he breaks out that open field speed. As I see you walking over to that area of the field, we're watching the replay, Brian. What did you see from your angle?
Well, Vance, what I saw was his great balance and strength.
Yep.
He's hitting the backfield once again. He's going to bounce it out. Now he's going to get to that sideline, get those shoulders straight, going towards the goal line. He's so powerful. He runs through tackles. And I believe Maldonado's the one that saved the touchdown, but it's too late now because now they're on the 3, knocking on the door, and they will get in.
First and goal from the 3-yard line. I'm a little shook up after that play, and 6:20 left in this third quarter. First and goal from the 4. Henzo hands the ball to Hodges. Hodges is taken down. And for those of you that are astute viewers, if you're wondering if Brian Adams has a monitor and how he can go through the Volvo Rinse replay with no monitor, he seems to know exactly where we are as far as the replay. And you called it perfectly, Brian. Bryson Hodges, and I think you two know me well enough to know that one thing I always look for in running backs is balance, and boy, does he have balance, Paul.
And Miguel Chavez was in there. Not correct. That was a handoff to Miguel Chavez. Miguel, we don't want to shortchange you.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Anyway, he's in. Now, here we go. Odd formation. Yeah, they're going to spread him out. Brian Adams in our ear saying quarterback keeper. Maybe a toss to the short side of the field.
Chavez comes back behind him. The ball gets thrown incomplete.
Man.
Henzo tries to thread a needle, and I mean a real small needle. So that'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, but here comes Hodges back in. So we're going to see the replay right here. The one thing I don't like about this is his release point. It looks like he's trying to shuttle pass this almost. Instead of throwing the ball, he's aiming the ball. And if you could see it on the replay there, he didn't get full extension on his back and then throw through. He kind of like pushed it or shot putted it. But here we go. You got Hodges in the backfield now. Be careful, people. He might drag a few of these guys through the back of the end zone. Henzo taking his time, making sure he reads. What he's doing is giving his linemen a chance to read the blocks.
3rd and goal from the 4. Henzo on a keeper. He's got all the room he needs. Touchdown, Golden Valley. Henzo again gets into the end zone. Well,
yep.
Brian, you're on the goal line. You're right there at the field level. You just said something in my ear. Tell all of our viewers what you saw.
Well, when you have a player like Hodges, it opens up the field for Henzo to get the runs we're seeing. He does a play action. 3 guys go over there to Hodges. He rolls out. He's wide open to walk in the end zone and scores a touchdown.
Absolutely right.
40-6. Officially the score. Here comes the PAT. This one's up and this one's good by Juan Gutierrez. So that will bring us to 41-6. Golden Valley over the South High Rebels. 5:22 left in the 3rd quarter. And let's see if we can get a shot of what Brian was talking about here, Paul.
Yep, here we go. Right here, you see Henzo. He's going to hold it there, and you're taught to run this spread. You hold it and read, and you can see all the blue jerseys going down there by their big, outstanding Hodges, the running back Hodges. And Henzo, being the veteran quarterback, reads that, pulls the ball back out of the belly, and, you know, there's a great shot of Coach Wren out there still teaching and still coaching.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's why he took this job. Look at pat on the back. Good job, Coach. Keep coaching you guys up. And that's what you do here. Look, nothing but motivation and clapping. You don't have to yell at these guys. These guys know that they're getting beat on the scoreboard, but you don't want to get your team beat on the field.
Hey, everybody, want to remind you that Bakersfield On Demand and Channel 21 programming other than high school football. This month, catch all 23 episodes of Damage TV On Demand. Meathead and Desi host the local bands. Our new show, On a Tank Full, which has been a blast to do these episodes, airing on 21 Thursdays at 7 p.m. Had a chance to do some deep sea fishing in Santa Barbara. We went to the Bakersfield Speedway down inside of the Speedway. We're technically, officially, we were told we're the only camera crew to ever be inside the Speedway. We were down there, and cameraman Tony and I were down there, and boy, was that something else. So that's On a Tank Full, airing on Channel 21 on Thursdays at 7 p.m. and Bakersfield On Demand, Channel 300. Things to do and places to go in California on a tank full of gas. Don't miss it. And coming this fall, Condor Hockey, Cal State Bakersfield Basketball, and the Bakersfield Jam, all exclusively on Bright House Networks. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of being involved in all of those, as Brian and I also were involved in the Bakersfield Blitz. Paul, give us a little Blitz update. Love to hear it. Vice President of the Bakersfield Blitz, Paul Press.
Yeah, Vice President, Mr. VP. Hey, you know what? I'm so proud of our organization. I was talking yesterday about the gains that we've grown as an organization. We had a great season on the field. We had a great season off the field. The front office is going and booming. We're renewing season tickets. We're going to be up at BC on the 23rd. All of our sponsors and all season ticket holders get to come up and have a free tailgate. And we're working with BC to get all the Blitz season ticket holders out to BC games this year. So we're real excited about that. And here we go. Maldonado's back down, and I'll continue with the Blitz later. But right now it's Maldonado's show. Here we go. Oh.
Well, miscommunication out there with his receiver, Jerry Howard.
Yeah.
So with a little over 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, now's the time for both teams to, let's be frank, start working on things for next week and the week after. And for the Bulldogs, they're going to probably run some guys in here to get them some time. Coach Wren and his Rebels start working on some plays, start working on some philosophies that they're going to work on here.
But after this play, I'll give you the update on I just got back from Puerto Rico. That's where we had our league meetings in the AF2 championship, and give you some changes that's going to take place in 2007.
Maldonado facing the blitz again. Handoff goes up the middle. Velasquez gets to about the 25-yard line. Paul, you're down in my neck of the woods, Puerto Rico. You went to the AF2 championships, and I can imagine for an AF2 league meeting, it's not as if it's the NFL where you're discussing a multi-billion-dollar TV package. Hey, Paul, we're talking blitz.
Oh, look at those red uniforms. Here we go,
boy.
little tip pass.
Mahanky.
And there's Eric Mahanky.
I know that play.
Oh, we practice that. We'll throw it through your hands, and then Mahanky, you go behind and get the tip drill.
Maldonado Flanks one out here to the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 5.
Wow.
Wow. Well, overthrew him, and there is a flag.
Well, it's not for the hit. That was a legal hit. The problem is if we can see it, and I don't know if we got it on the replay.
Oh, boy.
Right afterwards, right where you can't stand over a player. You cannot do that at any level.
Well, Charles Bagsby, and that's unnecessary. He's a solid senior player and a talented guy. He really doesn't need to do that, but if you're wondering what we're looking at, everybody at home, it's not the hit.
That's a clean hit. He's doing what he's supposed to. He doesn't know if he's caught the ball. But when he gets up here, right there, you can't stand over and then say something back down. You just cannot do that. I don't know if he said something, but his demeanor tells me the official was right there. And I'll guarantee you, Mr. Hartnett, Coach Hartnett, will have a few polite words with that young man and let him know. I'll guarantee you, and Brian Adams played for Coach Hartnett. He'll tell you, Coach Hartnett doesn't tolerate that.
The only time you ever do that is if you're Brian Adams standing over Vance Palm pregame before the blitz after I caught a touchdown pass on him, and he stood over me and wouldn't let me get up. That's about the only time you do that.
Vance, you're going to go from a touchdown pass, which is like on the 50 or 25 indoor, to next it was a 100-yard play. We only got 50 yards indoors.
It was beautiful, and it was thrown to me by Mike Hart.
Wow.
I burned Brian, and so he stood over me and wouldn't let me get up, and now look at this, flags all over the place, and it was from 3 different angles, so it must have been a hand on the face mask. 41-6, 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Some of the South High faithful starting to peel off and get ready for a Friday evening here in B-Town, so we will be with you all the way through. Bright House Network's high school football game of the week, and it is a face mask, so it's going to be a first down for the South High Rebels. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about something that was in the Bakersfield Californian today, a very special piece that was put together by the sports editor, Tony LaCava, Brandon Plotnick, assistant sports editor, and all of the guys and gals that get together and put these things together about the best things in high school football, the best stadiums, the best uniforms, the best bands, the best tri-tip. I think Bright House Networks has had a little bit to do with promoting some of these idiosyncrasies of high school football. But after this play, I'd like to talk about what the big story was, quite possibly the best football game ever played in Kern County. Maldonado.
Wow.
Makes the handoff to Demarius Perry. Perry gets maybe about a yard, and now looks like a little extracurricular activities, as we like to say. Brian Adams, I know you're down there. You were mentioned in this piece, and next week, everybody, we're going to speak about this piece in the Californian at length because the 1988 championship game between the Bakersfield High School Drillers and the West High Vikings, held up at Bakersfield College Memorial Stadium, was exactly that. The game for the ages, over 18,000 people at this game. It was a major, major event in high school football in the state of California, let alone Kern County having 2 Bakersfield teams there. After this play, I'd like to hear some thoughts from Brian Adams. Again, Perry up the middle. Brian, you were mentioned in this piece as a drive-killing interceptor, if you will, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on that historic game.
Well, Vance, it's just a special time for us to be part of a special group. The teams are much different. There's more teams, but in that time, and Paul, you know what I'm talking about, West and BHS were mortal enemies. And so we had a big battle earlier in the year where we were victorious on Griffith Field, and then we came back end of the year. We both fought our way to the section championship and just had a battle at BC. And, you know, playing at BC at that time was like going to the Rose Bowl for us.
Oh, sure. That's a beautiful stadium. And Brian, I was in attendance at that night and got a chance to watch you play as a young man and our good friend Jason Oliver, too. And I was teasing Coach Oliver, who's over there on the sideline of Golden Valley. I didn't know he could run 73 yards after catching a ball, but back in his day, he was a cat out on that field, both you guys. And what a great piece to the California. I'd have to give them credit. This was absolutely amazing all week long. They did great articles on high school football. I tell you, if they don't win any type of award, it's a crying shame because hats off to the California on the coverage of high school sports, especially the football here in town.
4th down, South High will punt it up. Another high punt gives the Rebels a chance to get down and cover it. And this time it'll be down right at the 20-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Valley Bulldogs. I had a chance to talk to Coach Hartnett about that game in 1988, and he was one of Brian's coaches, and he said, hey, you know what? I just remember the crowd. I remember coming into that stadium, and we were doing the warm-ups, and we were looking around at the other coaches just going, Jiminy Christmas. He goes, it was very exciting. It was exciting to be a part of it. It was exciting to coach these great players. And he mentioned to me, Brian, before the game that, you were one of the players that he had coached, and it was a special time.
And Vance, and to not take anything away, when you have a team, it's great to talk about James Allison and Jason Oliver and those guys, but Coach David Hen was also on the team, and it's those guys that come out every day. They may not be the stars, but they practice and they make you better. Is the reason why you're able to win the game.
Here's one of the stars right here. Here's one of the stars right here for the Golden Valley Bulldogs, and he's going to be a star all year long. Bryson Hodges on another 45-yard jaunt up the sidelines, and all of a sudden we've got players that want to speak a little bit more aggressively to him, and I think it's probably because they just can't catch him, and that's Jerry Howard letting this young man, Bryson Hodges, know, doggone it, it's nice to be on the field with you, but I sure wish I could catch you. Bryson Hodges right down the right side of the football field, and wow.
Well, they're because I'm telling you, Henzo and Hodges and everybody's looking up at the scoreboard and they see the time, 1:40 left. That's it. That's all they probably get to play tonight. So they're wanting to try to score right now because they know they don't get the chance to touch the ball anymore.
Emmett Hodges in motion, but his brother Bryson gets the carry up to about the 39-yard line. We have under a minute and a half left here in the third quarter. South High School is hosting the Golden Valley Bulldogs on Bright House Network's exclusive coverage. The only place you'll see it anywhere in Kern County is right here on Bright House Networks, the high school football game of the week. Next week, don't forget, we will be at Stockdale High School. The Mustangs will host the Bakersfield High School Drillers. We don't have a score of what's happening up in Sacramento tonight, so we'll have to wait and see. We're under a minute left in the third quarter. Henzo barking off an audible, goes up behind the center. Hodges right behind him. Hodges with the carry, right up the middle. Hodges tries to break a tackle, does break a tackle.
My goodness.
Does he get outside? He gets drugged down about the 18-yard line. The South High School Rebel defense has played admirably tonight. I know with a score of 41-6, one might not think so, but they have done very, very well at times in this football game. And as we see in our Volvo Rents instant replay, Bryson Hodges continues to impress at every level of his game, whether it's running, catching, blocking. Bryson Hodges. 1st and 10. The clock, this probably will be the last play of the third quarter, and I concur, Paul, probably the last play for some of these superstars for the Golden Valley Bulldogs. Brown in motion. Henzo keeps, decides to pitch to Brown. Brown flanks out way left, and Brown makes a nice cut up field. Oh, boy.
Yeah, these coaches might let these guys finish this drive, but definitely probably won't let them play much past this drive here. But, excuse me there.
Clock is stopped as they move the chains to make it a 1st and goal call from about the 9-yard line, but the clock starts again. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. The score, Golden Valley, the visitors have 41. South High Rebels, the host, have 6. When we come back, it'll be the final quarter of Week 1, year 2006 high school football, exclusively on Bright House Networks, Bakersfield.
Do all your friends and family live in California, or are they spread out across the country? Either way, we have a calling plan to meet your needs. Choose Unlimited Nationwide and call anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and Puerto Rico for one low price. Or choose our new Unlimited California plan and call anywhere in the state for one low price. Either way, we make it easy. Bright House Network's digital phone. Home phone service on your terms, not the phone company's.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are at the start of the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left in this football game. We've just had a report from East High School. Stockdale has 21 points. East High School has 31 points. The Blades Oh boy, and I hope that was not an errant phone call to my cell phone given to me by the insider at East High School. But, well, what he told me, my man, was, well, when I left, it was 31-21. So this cat left a 31-21 football game on the east side.
Wow.
Henzo
got a new quarterback in, new running back.
Is off the field. Fogelson will take the snap. And the first snap, he hands off to Miguel Chavez. Chavez has already done some work tonight. He gets it up to about the 4-yard line. The new quarterback is Michael Fogelson. And hey, everybody, that's son of an Arvin guy. Mike Fogelson and I went to school together, and it's like looking in a mirror when I see his son. He's a senior.
6'2", 150.
His dad,
tall kid.
His dad was another tall guy and a great basketball player and a great athlete as well. So Mike Fogelson Jr. in the football game. He's in the shotgun right now. Chavez runs right in front of him. Fogelson will take the snap at the 5-yard line from the shotgun. Fogelson looks, wants to throw into the corner, lobs it up, and it is broken up out there by Maldonado. So Maldonado doing everything he can to make a statement that, hey, we will not quit playing, and I, as the quarterback and captain, are going to make sure of it.
Yeah, and he does a good job here because, wow, nice ball thrown. I like the way this kid steps in there. He is a senior, doesn't get a whole lot of playing time behind Henzone. I mean, when you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the Valley throwing for 2,000 yards, I'm sure you're not going to see the field too much. But he steps up and fires a rocket out there, throws a pretty ball. We'll see. Here he is in shotgun again.
3rd and goal from the 4. Fogelson hands the ball to Chavez. Chavez tied up out there, and a nice tackle out there by Kevin Bush. Kevin Bush wraps him up, so the clock will continue to tick, and I think we're going to have a field goal attempt here by Golden Valley.
Yeah, on that one there, not the best of reads. On that, it probably all started off because it wasn't that good of a snap on the shotgun, so he never got a real handle on it. But on that, you want to read, you want to put it to your running back, and then if that end slams down, you pull it back out and just go around there. And kind of put his running back in a bad position there. By the time he had the ball, they were already on top of him.
Well, here comes the field goal attempt.
So this kid can kick. I was watching him during warm-ups. Oh.
And it is good.
They did a great job of getting that off. They're blocking. They need to work on that blocking. He punched it through.
44-6 is the official score. Golden Valley now up by a sizable margin here. And as we see the South High coaching staff, they continue to walk the sidelines, continue to pump these kids up. And I love what I see tonight. I have really enjoyed, and we're on the home side tonight. Our camera crew is all over the field, but Paul and I are up here on the South High side, so we have a bird's eye view of the South High sideline. And we've seen a lot of promising things on the field. And as we see these coaches work the sidelines, talk to their players, talk to these. Paul, we got some guys here that haven't played football before. I mean, there's a player, Paul Evans. He's 6'4", 230. And I know him because I've coached these Garces basketball players against him on the hardwood. And, man, this guy is dominating on the hardwood. But as we see him go out on the kick return team, we've got guys that never played football before out there. And that's a sign of things to come for South High. Involvement.
Right. And you know, he's a tremendous athlete. I was watching him play tonight. He's made some really good plays on the defensive side. And, you know, South High turnaround. I have to give props and good job to the Kern High School District for stepping up and finally getting South High their weight room. You and I had a chance to go over there with the athletic director. She opened it up, let us walk around and see it. It was very, very impressive. You talk about a big-time weight room. You know, it's nice. These kids over here deserve it, and we'd much rather have them during the summer over here in a weight room lifting weights and hanging out together in there instead of out running around the streets. You know, very small price to pay to do a lot of good in this community.
Absolutely right, Paul. Well, the clock is running during the kickoff, and well, I'm not speaking yet because I've got a lot of different voices in my ears, and I think that Brian Adams has encapsulated what I'm trying to find out here, and that is what, Brian?
There was no running clock. It was a situation where the clock was supposed to stop, and then somehow the keeper of time just happened to miss out. So we lost a minute and a half.
I think that might be probably my week 1 quote of the week right there. The keeper of time. Well, because it comes from the mouth of the iconic Bryan Adams, I'll let it slide. But the keeper of time, otherwise known as the timekeeper, pretty much let the clock run here. And for a Cat that slowed it down with 0.4 seconds left at the end of the first half.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm going, if I'm Coach Wren, this guy, the poor guy volunteers his time and does.
Well, I thought those guys made like $2,000 a gig, no?
You know, but
all right, here we go. 35-yard line is where the ball is. The clock is stopped, and here comes the kick. It's up, and hey, it's going to be taken by Velasquez. He'll take it at the 8-yard line. Has the funnel, has a little room. Can he? Oh, goodness.
God.
Oh, boy.
Gracious.
And I think everybody from both sides of the football field just said, eek, what a hit.
Wow.
Well,
Number 36 comes in.
I'm going to go to my our director, Bernie Johnson. Let's see if he can find this hit, because I know our affiliates that run all 3 of the major networks are going to probably have this for a hit of the game if they have it. Kern County, let's see if we can see
Jeffrey
this one.
Cardoza, number 36, comes in.
Bam.
Boom, right there. Yeah, and it was a hit. Trust me.
What a hit. Paul Evans, the gentleman we were talking about, is going to run out here to the right side, and that might be a target you might want to take advantage of. 6'4", 230. He's being manned up out there by Ray Allen. He's being held by Ray Allen, and no call on the hold, but Paul Evans looks over at the official and says, hey, man, this guy's a foot shorter than me. He's going to have to hold on to me.
Yeah, they jammed him at the line.
44-6 is the score. It's been all Golden Valley. South High's had a few bright spots here and there. Golden Valley has shown why they are an early pick for a team to be very, very careful of. I remember Bryan Adams, Paul, the last Blitz game, before we went to break, I said to Paul, Brian, I got a big question to ask when we came back. I came back and I asked him, here's the big question, Brian, who's your team this year in the high school games? And he said, Vance, Golden Valley. Hey, a nice pass out there, and it's caught by Gabe Montoya. Montoya battles for a few extra yards, about the 35-yard line. Brian, you made that call the last home game of the Bakersfield Blitz at Rabobank Arena. Obviously, it's come true tonight. Have you seen enough tonight of this Golden Valley squad to continue believing that this is going to be a real tough task for teams to play this squad?
Well, Vance, I just believe anytime you have a team that's senior-laden and they have great players, a quarterback that understands the offense, he can read the defense, but a defense coached by Coach Hartnett, you have a chance to go all the way and be a dominant team in this area. And that's all you're looking for, and Paul can test this as a coach, that senior leadership cannot be underestimated.
No, you're right, Brian. It's huge. You can tell the difference when the seniors are on the field for Golden Valley. The one area, and I'm sure Coach Hartnett being one of the dean of all coaches around, and he, I'm sure, could talk circles football around me. The one thing I did see tonight that South High was able to expose was when they went into a double tight formation, Golden Valley didn't adjust too well on the defensive side. I'm sure Coach Hartnett will see that and work on that. But they did get pushed, or not. I can't say you can't push these guys. They're pretty big. But when you get on their hips and angle and kick out block on this 3-5 with that double tight set, South High did expose a little weakness there. That's the only weakness I saw exposed.
John Dutton with a nice long putt. It's taken down at the about 34-yard line, and it's Demetrius Pulley who takes it to about the 41-yard line. I talked to Coach Hartnett about coming into the new league. Last year they're in the SSL. Now they're coming into a bigger league, so to speak, with the big teams and the big squads. And I said, hey, Coach, it's kind of our job in the media to highlight, topics like that. Maybe you don't feel that it's that big a deal. And he goes, no, Vance, I do. I think it's a big and important thing to talk about. He goes, the main thing that we look at here, it's very exciting. It's exciting for us. We don't look at it as a negative. We're not nervous about it, but it is very exciting. Brian, your thoughts?
Well, Vance, the one thing that you have with Hartnett is he's been through it. He's had to build programs. He was with Preston building the drillers back into prominence. So he understands how to build a program, maintain it. But I tell you, Paul, this team reminds me of the team in Stockdale a few years back where you had a lot of seniors that were solid players with some stars, and I think they can make that kind of run.
I do too, Brian. I believe that.
Nice
run
out there by Miguel Chavez.
Yeah, Miguel Chavez showing that they've got some talent. Not just Hodges, they've got some running backs. So you're right, they do have stables, and they remind me a lot of our team that we had at Stockdale 2 years ago when I was over there coaching, helping Coach Boyd. A lot of seniors, they stay calm, they'll be focused. And like I said, I was nitpicking when I said, double tight end set. That's the only thing I'm seeing. And I've got a bird's eye view. I'm looking at this, and this is what I used to do for a living, is watch football games and coach. And my goodness, these guys are very, very sound. They're a very sound team. And you know what? I'm so happy for Golden Valley High School that they got, I can't sing his praises enough, Coach Hartnett. I wish I would have had an opportunity to play for him, although, Coach, I don't think I'm young enough. I'm actually probably too old to would have played for Coach Hartnett, but I would have loved to play for him. I hope that I someday get a chance to stand on the sideline and coach beside him before he retires again, because he did come out of retirement, and lucky for Golden Valley and all these great young men that he did.
Fogelson on a keeper. Fogelson taken down at about the 20-yard line, and a late flag, and it looks like it may be a clothesline tackle. Let's see what it is. No, it's holding on Golden Valley, so they're going to bring that back, and we've got a gimpy South High Rebel there, and it looks like it's number 34, Fernando Gutierrez. We see Fogelson goes to the right. I don't know if we'll see the hold from this angle, but it's going to come back against Golden Valley. So Fogelson goes down, and they have a holding call. So with 6 minutes and 2 seconds left, you're watching Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. A lot of big games going on around the city, and a lot of our big schools traveling out of the area tonight. So we'll look forward to seeing the news and reading the Californian who did what in week 1 of high school football. Fogelson on a 2nd and long in the shotgun. Charles Washington in the motion. And a big pileup at the 20-yard line, and Chavez knee never hit the ground, so he thinks he can hop up and run, but the whistle had been blown. Well, we have Stockdale hosting Bakersfield High School next week, and then week 3, Brian, are you aware of our week 3 game?
Oh, here's my.
I think it's
East versus Centennial at BC at Memorial Stadium.
Bright House Networks at Memorial Stadium.
Wow, I'm going to have to bring my good glasses that night.
Wow. Yeah, Paul, we could be up on top of the crow's nest, man, looking over the city. Can't wait for that. 3rd and 14. Fogelson drops straight back. Fogelson picks out his man, a beautiful read, and finds the right guy, and he goes very close to the first down marker, and that's William Bethia. Bethia pulls it in, and what a nice read by Fogelson.
Yeah, he looked good.
Looked at every direction and found his man.
Yeah, here we go. You can see it on that replay right there. It looked like his second read, which is good. I mean, he's not the starting quarterback. Comes in high school. I don't want to call him backup because, Bobby could go to another school and be a starter. For him, though, he happens to be the same school as Henzo, but makes a nice progression on his reads there and does his job.
Fogelson
make him commit.
Decides to make the pitch. Beautiful timing. Hey, look at this, everybody. Golden Valley, as deep as you can get. Demetrius Pulley, a senior, 5'9", 160, and beautiful timing by Mike Fogelson. Picks it. Perfect time to pitch it, and here we go, Paul. Bird's eye view, as you say.
Yeah, here he goes. Comes in, makes him commit right there. He makes 15 commit. Make that defensive end commit. Once he commits, then you give up the ball. Nice job. Look at that. Finishes off the run nice and hard. Can't ask for anything better than that.
We will have the Barber Honda Player of the Game Award, and we have a tough decision to make. Hey, look at this right here. Is it a touchdown? It is a touchdown. Miguel Chavez gets in. The senior running back linebacker gets in for another score, and Golden Valley reaches the 50 mark. Golden Valley 50. South High School 6.
I think Golden Valley owes Bright House. Every time we get Golden Valley, they're blowing somebody.
Remember last year we had Golden Valley at Highland last year, and Golden Valley was just beginning to click on all cylinders that time.
Wow, they sure were.
Look at that run, Paul.
Yeah, that was a nice, strong run. Kept his legs churning, as we say. Churn, man. Keep churning. And he does. PAT.
Another beautiful PAT, and it's going to be 51-6. Golden Valley leads the South High Rebels. So let me get this straight. Next week, the Drillers at Stockdale. That's going to be.
That's amazing.
You talk about a game that people are going to watch over and over and over. And then week 3, we've got Centennial and East at Bakersfield College. Wow, that's another great game. Week 4 is the Steelers and the Giants, right? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll keep you involved in all this. We'll let you know. But I think week 4 is Garces at Highland. I think that's the game, Garces at Highland for week 4. So we got 4 nice games to start off the package, and then we'll continue to illuminate about where our games are going to be and who we're going to cover. But we'll have some great games.
You want Bright House? You better log on. Get in there.
Bright House
Get
Networks,
in there.
the full package. Unbelievable.
Paul, let Bright
know,
House know. You want Bright House at your school? You want your team on TV? Let Bright House know. Log on.
Our director, Bernie Johnson. On that note, we'd like to thank Bernie Johnson and his team. Last week we had a tech run-through at North High School simply to make sure everything was dialed in for this game, and it's just been a stellar first game as far as our shots and our angles. I have no idea what I'm doing, but thank goodness Paul and Brian know what they're doing. But Bernie, another great job with you and your crew. Carlos is lucky to be here with all of the hits he took in Bakersfield Blitz games down in that lower corner down there. Every game, Carlos dodged about 14 players coming at him, so nice to have him and all of our high school football regulars here. We got a crack crew here. Just great job, fellas. Appreciate it. Bernie Johnson, hats off to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Here's the kickoff. The Rebels will take it again deep, and it looks like it's going to be Velasquez. Velasquez takes it at the goal line, and that's going to be a touchback. They'll take it at the 20-yard line. Well, I got a feeling. I've got a ton of notes here, Paul, and there's a few things that I want to touch on. And one of them is right over here. Former Shafter athletic director takes over that same job at Bakersfield High School. We happen to have a driller on the sidelines. Brian, an historic school such as BHS, and as that great piece that the Californian did, it was voted best stadium, best fans, best history. Now we have a very young, not young so much in age, but as an experience, and a guy that's coming into a historic school. The new athletic director, Jeff Scott, coming from Shafter to BHS. After this play, let me get your thoughts. Maldonado makes a nice pass, gets it complete out there to Jerry Howard. Howard, I think it's a first down. Brian, your thoughts on the new AD at BHS?
Well.
Where's Brian's mic?
Well.
Hang on a second, Brian. Don't have your mic. All right.
Well,
we'll try it again in a moment. But
yeah, I read that. I was kind of surprised. I know their last athletic director had only been there a couple years, and he moved on to take the dean position at Foothill, according to the article. And what a position, athletic director at Bakersfield High School. But, you know, they've got things going the right direction over at Bakersfield High.
Maldonado overthrows Armenta, and Howard also over there talking to Armenta. Maybe a miscue there on the line there. Do we have Brian's mic? Let's try it again, Brian. Your thoughts on the new AD at BHS? All right, we don't have it. Sorry, Brian. Hang on a second.
Well, we were like 3 minutes away from making it through the whole game.
Well, you never know.
Yep.
You never know.
You're going to go run over, show that athletic speed, go back over to our truck and get that fixed before this game's over.
2nd and 10, Maldonado looks over to his receivers. Maldonado drops straight back. Nice out to Velasquez. Velasquez handles it, gets another first down. Velasquez still on his feet. A nice run. Gets it almost to the 46, 47-yard line. Velasquez had a very good game tonight for the Rebels. I want to remind everybody that Bright House Networks, call them at 323-4892. Exclusive local programming. I'm so happy to talk about it. Cal State University Bakersfield basketball. We're on the road to Division I. Head coach Keith Brown has got some talented players that he's brought in. Damage TV with Meathead and Desi. The Bakersfield Jam. Can't wait to call those games. And then the Condors, the Bakersfield Blitz, and one of the great shows we've started that I've just had a blast being involved in is On a Tankful. Great ideas to go do things around the city. Paul, you should have gone deep sea fishing with me.
I would love to.
Caught about 100 fish, man. It was very cool.
I caught 3 when I was in Cabo. One's being shipped here.
Oh, boy.
51 pounds.
Maldonado releases. Look at this, everybody. Oh, he had Velasquez 50 yards down the field and give us a great opportunity to take a look at that good arm of Maldonado. He's got a strong arm. We know that.
Yeah, strong arm. Thing is, he was running forward, and he got so excited, I think, man. He was wide open. I mean, he was wide open in the middle. And he hits him on the numbers. Next week, he'll hit him right on the numbers. You know, can't forget, these are still young men. This is still week 1. You watch the NFL. Why do you think the NFL has, 4 or 5 preseason games?
Too many.
Yeah, too many. And they don't, but even the pros need a game or 2 to get in sync. So,
Maldonado on a 2nd and 10. Has a little bit more time now. And, oh, boy, that was and should have been picked off by James Brown. And James Brown looks over the sidelines and goes, fellas, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me. I know. Yep. And Jason Oliver, Coach Oliver over there, just kind of looks away. He's standing next to Bryson Hodges and says, well, Mr. Brown should have had it. Don't you think so, Bryson?
Yeah.
Look at Coach Oliver over there.
I've had an opportunity to stand on the sideline with Coach Oliver when he coached over at the Blitz with us 2 years ago, and it was a joy. He's a lot of fun. We became very good friends, and that's a friendship I value a lot.
He's a legend. Like him. Look at this, everybody. A nice run out there by Demarius Perry.
Hey, I like the way this kid runs. He runs well.
He's got, again, nice balance. I love balance in running backs.
Watch here. Here we go. Watch right here. He shows a little explosiveness, gets away. Has vision, runs up a little high, could get his shoulders down a little bit, but still, that's good running.
All right, I've been told
that's very good running.
I've been told that our man on the field is back. Brian Adams, your thought on a new AD at BHS?
Well, Vance, getting a new AD at BHS, like Paul said, that's a great position to inherit, especially when things are rolling again. Volleyball programs coming back, football programs back. That's a place where winning is a high priority, and it's just not about developing kids. We see that big run right there.
Wow.
But that's a tough place.
Yeah, another great run.
Well, everybody, we need to, Brian and Paul, we need to make our decision here for the Barber Honda Player of the Game. And
I think Brian picked him before the game even started.
Well, let me just preface this for all of our listeners and viewers out there that we have come to a place in our confidence that we discuss this openly on the microphone in the air. We don't go behind the scenes and turn our mics off. I've looked down at Brian Adams, and he doesn't even say anything. He simply just goes like this to me.
Yeah.
That must mean that either he has a big hand or he wants number 5, Bryson Hodges. Bryson Hodges for Brian Adams' pick, Barber Honda Player of the Game. Let me go next, Paul. Although I'm a huge fan of Bobby Henzo, and in his own right, any other game he could probably get this, and he does lead this offense, and he is the captain and commander of this offense, but I will jump on the bandwagon and go with Brian on this because Bryson Hodges is so impressive, so strong, and he is the threat that you have to consider first and foremost, I think, on this offense, Bryson Hodges. Paul Press, you're on the clock.
James Brown had a great game, but you can't, with that being said, congratulations to Henzo and James Brown, but Hodges made a believer out of me tonight. He did a few things I haven't really seen done on a football field that often.
Well, Maldonado is the recipient of a late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness, so they'll get the advantage of that. So let's make it official, everybody. To our director, Bernie Johnson. We didn't even ask Bernie, which we normally do, because it was a 3-0 pick, and now Bernie is also agreeing with us. So the unanimous choice in what could have been a choice for 3 or 4 different people here tonight will be number 5, Bryson Hodges. He will be presented with the Barber Honda Player of the Game Award for our first installment of the 2006 season Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week, Barber Honda Player of the Game. Brian Adams has taken upon himself to stroll out to the 10-yard line during the action.
Well,
I got faith if they run back this way, I can get off the field in time.
Hey, I see a little hitch in that giddy up, though.
Can we get a shot of the great Brian Adams
Strolling
across the 20-yard line on the north high school side, on the north side of the football field. You got to love B. Adams, man. He's going to walk over there and talk to the coaching staff at Golden Valley and let them know that we want Bryson Hodges.
Hey, B. Adams, one of your good buddies from up north called me 2 days ago. There's a hint. It was all over the news the other day.
Oh.
But there's a hint. Anyway, we talked the other day. He called me 2 days ago. So we might have some good news this next week here in Bakersfield.
Well, let's don't give it away.
Great.
Let's don't give it away.
No, I'm not. As the helicopter comes over, says, hey, we don't need to hang around South High. It's all good now. They've turned this stuff around. They'll get better on the scoreboard. Everybody's all good. Good crowd. I'll tell you this, the kids were well behaved on this side. And I got to go down and get, they got pretty good hot dogs here, halftime.
I wouldn't know. You didn't bring me one. Under a minute left. Under a minute left.
That's because your better half told me something. She called me, told me you were on diet thing.
Okay, sure she did.
Yeah.
sure she did. Under a minute, 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. South High School Rebels, they want to get in this end zone. 2 backs behind Maldonado. Maldonado hard counts it. Nobody jumps.
Oh.
He tries to bull himself in there, but Demarius Perry can't get in, but it's close. This clock continues to tick, and it's running fast.
Demarius Perry's a good little running back, man. I like it. This kid runs hard.
Coach Wren wants to get in this end zone. He's got his coaching staff next to him. Coach Douglas surrounds him with Coach Plater and the other coaches. Perry tries to get in. Does he get in? Can the Golden Valley defense stop him? Gets down to about the 1-yard line.
Wow.
The clock continues to tick, and they're going to call a timeout. Not a bad call. Coach Douglas wants to get this offense in the end zone.
Good for him.
51-6. It should say 6. Why does the scoreboard say?
Well, they were getting ready to put up that touchdown.
Oh, okay.
They were getting ready to put 12 up there.
Well, it says 51-2, but it should be 51-6. I'm not 100% sure exactly why it says that, but then again, it's week 1.
Yeah. And we'll see how the keeper of the clock does here.
The keeper of time.
The keeper of time.
As Brian Adams likes to call
I heard the
song
song Keeper of the Stars. That's a country song there, but it's not sang by Brian Adams.
Don't forget, everybody, next week, Stockdale at BHS. That is a game that a lot of people are going to be at in person. A lot of people are going to be at in spirit while they watch it on Bright House Networks. It's going to be the Drillers at Stockdale on the west side. Oh, boy, what a football game that's going to be. Here we go. 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. South High wants to get in. This will be their last play from the line of scrimmage. Perry gets in. Touchdown, South High School.
Way to go, Rebels.
Rebels get it in there. And the special teams will come on to get the PAT. So with 14.5 seconds left here in week 1 of high school football, the Golden Valley Bulldogs have had a monstrous game on the backs of Bobby Henzo, their senior quarterback, and Bryson Hodges, their senior running back, and James Brown, their senior specialist, and a great offensive line and a strong defense. South High School done a nice job tonight getting this football team ready for the 2006 season. Want to tell you how much we appreciate the athletic director, the coaching staff, everyone here at South High School for welcoming Bright House Networks, our camera staff, crew, and everybody. It's been a pleasure starting off the season here at South High School. Well, the PAT was unsuccessful, so it remains 51-12. We're going to see one final kickoff and maybe a play from the line of scrimmage, and that'll be it.
Yeah, we'll see a kickoff, and then we'll see Golden Valley take a knee, and we'll see you down giving the award.
The Barbara Honda Player of the Game Award will be presented to Bryson Hodges. It's going to be my pleasure to present that to Bryson. And then tomorrow, September 2nd, oh boy, Notre Dame and Georgia Tech. Woo! Cal Berkeley versus Tennessee. What a football game that is. If Tennessee doesn't get by Cal tomorrow, you're going to see the Volunteer fans getting pretty crazy over Coach Fulmer. Look out for that one.
Yeah.
And then Monday night, are you kidding me? The first game of the season, Miami and Florida State. Oh, man.
I know.
Can you imagine that? Miami
That's
and Florida
got national, that's a season.
With no
one loss for those guys. Wow.
With no real clear cut. I mean, Ohio State, okay. And then week 2, it's Ohio State, Texas. So it's going to be a real interesting college football season. And then I think within the month, pro football starts officially. You never know.
Yeah.
They've had like 7 preseason games.
Pro football just ended here in Bakersfield. The Blitz just finished up.
Whoa. Paul Press.
It's about the only pro football I know.
A year ago at this time, you had finished your first game with us as a color commentator for the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. And since then, you've become a media giant in town. A media giant.
A lot of gray hairs and a lot of wrinkles, a lot of time spent working. But now all the fruits of our labor has come true. We had a great season, and there's so many people to thank I can't start. So I'll just say thank you to everybody who's helped out, and we're looking forward to a great 2007 season.
So are we. Brian and I had a blast calling those games, man. That was fun. That was a good time. Here we go. Final kickoff of the game will be by the Rebels. They'll kick it off, and Coach Hartnett not really taking any chances with the receiving game. He still has the sure-handed athletes back there. James Brown on one side, and I think it's going to be James Brown. He fields it off his chest, takes it, and boy, he'd like to run this back. I know him. James Brown cuts up the middle, still on his feet, wants to stay on his feet. The clock keeps ticking, and it will stop at 5 seconds exactly. So the keeper of time stops it at 5 exactly. And we're going to see one play from the line of scrimmage, and then I'm going to scoot down to the football field and present Bryson Hodges with his Player of the Game award. And again, we would like to say that there are a lot of qualified recipients of this award.
Sure.
Bobby Henzo had a great game. James Brown, I'm glad you pointed that out, had a great game. And a lot of times, we look at these featured players and we sometimes look over offensive lines, defensive lines, the guys in the trenches that really make it happen. And we'll do our best to keep an eye on those positions as the season unfolds. Last play from the line of scrimmage, quarterback Mike Fogelson wants to drop back and throw a bomb, and let's see what happens. Let's see what Coach Hartnett allows at this time. Fogelson hands the ball off, and it's going to be taken by Elicio Rodriguez, gets a carry, and that's it, everybody. The game is officially over. Golden Valley. Big football game to start the season off. 51 points. The Rebels have 12, and the inaugural season for Coach Wren has started, and I see him clapping hands and shaking hands and pumping up his guys. Congratulations, Coach Wren, on getting your season underway. Good for you. When we come back, I'll be on the field to present Bryson Hodges with his Barber Honda Player of the Game. Don't miss this. Come back and join us.
The Sheriff's Activities League invites you to their country concert in Wasco Saturday, September 9th at Barker Park. Gates open at 5, concert starts at 6. Tickets are $20 for general admission. See Victor Sands performing for the first time in his hometown. Rick Russell with Josh Graham, former members of the Smokin' Armadillos, in their first appearance as a duo. Rick Reno Stevens, J.D. Hardy, and Lillian Lopez. Come support the Sheriff's Activities League in Wasco. For ticket information, call 868-1501.
When you live in a Bright House, every day is easier, thanks to high-speed internet that's so much faster than dial-up or standard DSL.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, who are they from?
Plus, there's a choice of speeds to meet your needs and your budget. Bright House Network's high-speed internet. See how bright life can be.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
proud supporter of Kern County's future NFL stars. Honda has the highest fuel economy average of any car maker in America.
It's always our favorite part of the football game here. It's after the game when we get to present the high school player of the game on Bright House Networks. First of all, before we present the awards, I'd like to take a moment to talk to Coach Harnett about this football game. Coach, you and I talked before the football game, and you had mentioned, hey, South High has a lot of talent, a lot of great athletes on this football team. But frankly, from what we saw, the Bulldog looks like they had things in control tonight. Your vision of the game tonight.
Well, you know, I was pleased with how we came out and scored a lot of points, played good D. We were sloppy, but I think that's just due to the fact that it was the first game. But overall, I was very pleased with the performance of our team. And, hey, if we can continue to improve on tonight, I think we're going to go a long way this year.
Tonight, Brian Adams and Paul Press and I had an opportunity to possibly award this award to a lot of different players tonight, but above all, there was one young man here that really stood out and impressed everybody, and it's no secret who it is. It's Bryson Hodges. Your thoughts on this talented young man?
Well, he's an outstanding player, but more than that, he's an outstanding leader. You know, he's very personally involved in the leadership of this team. He cares about the team. He cares about the players on the team. And when you have leadership like that from your seniors, hey, it takes you a long way.
You have a special guest here that we're going to meet in just a moment, but let's meet the man of the moment. Bryson Hodges, first of all, congratulations on a win. That's the most important thing in all of this. Brian Adams told me that during the summer, you took it upon yourself to get on that telephone and start calling your teammates and make sure that they're involved and make sure that they're doing what they need to do. Tell us about the process of getting your guys involved in this season.
Oh, well, I just called the guys up, refresh their memory about last year and how we wanted to improve on that, and just tell them to work hard all through the summer, and when it's time to game time, just perform at the best level you can.
Coming into the season, you were a team that there's no secrets now, no surprises now. Everybody knew about Golden Valley, knew about the Bulldogs. How did you approach this first game tonight, knowing that, hey, a lot of people are watching you in this new league, even though you know you can handle it? How did you come into this game with preparation?
Well, I came into this game that, if everybody does their jobs, lineman makes their blocks, it'll just be like magic. And we played as a team. Like Harnett said, we played a little sloppy, but yes, this is the first game, but we just want to get better every game.
Bryson, I'm going to present you now with these nice awards, but I'm going to have Coach Harnett introduce our awards presenter.
Well, yeah, our presenter is my granddaughter, Peyton, and she's going to do the presentation.
Peyton, what do you have here for me, first of all? Oh, my goodness. This quite possibly is the most cherished of all the awards we give because it is the only way that an athlete can be presented this. It's the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week Barber Honda Player of the Award t-shirt. That's yours, Bryson. And believe me, my man, you're the only one that has one this season so far. Got it? And also, what do you have here, Peyton? Look at this. This is the Barber Honda Player of the Game Award. It's presented to the player of our High School Football Game of the Week, player that stands out above everything else. And Bryson, I can already tell that you're a team guy, but this is a personal award. First of all, how do you feel about winning this first week out?
Oh, man, it's great. It's great. Like, I told all the coaches I wanted to start how I ended this season, and it seems like I'm doing that, and I'm happy with it.
You're playing with another Hodges. Tell us about that feeling.
Well, that's talking about my brother, right?
Well, I hope so.
Okay. Yeah, it's just real. It's just, I watched him as he played Jack Frost and see him as he develop into a young man, and I like it.
Before we leave, Coach, let's talk about next week very quickly.
Well, we're headed over to play a tough Arroyo Grande team over there in Arroyo Grande, and we don't know a whole lot about them, and they're very good. We've seen film from last year, and they're a pretty talented squad, so we'll just have to lick our wounds, get ourselves ready to go, and go out there and get after it next week.
Congratulations, Coach. Peyton, do you have anything to say to Kern County?
Hello.
Bryson, finally, this week you're going to go into this next week. Do you change your mentality after a big win?
No, it's the same thing. Just all I do is just practice harder, because I know if I practice harder, it'll pay off when the game comes.
This is Bryson Hodges, the first winner of the High School Football Game of the Week, Barber Honda Player of the Game. Next week, Bright House Networks is going to have a doozy for you. The Bakersfield High School Drillers at Stockdale High School. We expect to see everybody there. Good night. God bless. See you next week. Thank you very much. I know a lot of people want to talk to you. Coach, appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Bye.